How is this? A little better? Probably a good bit higher up, yeah? Good, good. Okay, so that has to do with distance. I will demonstrate shortly. Y'all ready for the scalp? Yep, one of these kinds of streams. Hi everyone! Hello, hello. I am Odyssey of Odyssey Eurobeat. It's good to have you here. Looks like since last week we have follows from Riwan86, Celestial Bun, Dark Bloom SR, Weiss Noir, Ducky91EF, and is it Scala Girl? Oh, Can we get some love in the chat for our new followers? How you all doing, by the way? Am I good audio-wise? I might pull this back just a second. Yeah, I was actually going to go with another one, but I figured that if I get the angle wrong, or if I walk off screen for even a second, well, you all saw yesterday's stream. You saw what happened right towards the very end with the glitching and such. I don't want to repeat of that. If my limbs go funky, I want that to be the end. You saw the way that my body just moved coming back into reality. That's not gonna work. So there is that. Let me adjust the microphone just a smidge. Branch with 35 months of subscribing. Model Report starts tracking is maybe just a little bit cursed. Maybe just a little bit. Also, Branch, thank you so much for 35 months of subscribing. Please enjoy your emotes, your sub badge, being part of the Oddities community, and is it 399 CY VTuber? Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. It is great to have you here. No worries. You fixed it, darling, so you're good. You're good. Yeah, it's great to have you. I hope you're all doing well. Were you at TwitchCon Vegas? I had an amazing time in Vegas, and I hope you did too. By any chance, were you at that large meetup just outside of that one end of the convention center? I gotta say, it's definitely interesting doing this without Ring Fit. For those who don't know, by the way, I was supposed to do Ring Fit today, but then this leg here started, Oh, okay, wow, that took me too long to realize. Okay, I knew your name rang a bell. I am so sorry. I really thought, okay. Listen, I have the memory span of a goldfish. I remember things about as well as I can throw them. And Jade Switch, thank you so much for the sub. Can we get some love in the chat for Jade Switch? It has been fantastic having you here, and thank you so much for joining the Oddities. Please enjoy your emotes, your sub badge, being part of the Oddities community. Glad you aren't stressing your leg if it isn't feeling. So that's the thing. It's feeling basically better now, but I don't want to put it at risk. I don't want to, well, I do want to move it down just a smidge. I don't want to put it at risk of more damage or anything like that. I want to be careful with it. This camera's not fantastic. It's not the worst, but doesn't let me prowl as much as I need to. I can sit, which is nice. That's a different thing. We need to move a few things off the couch real quick. Yep. Yeah, I want to make sure that this week I'm good to myself with that. It's starting to get windy out. I wonder if it'll rain. No. This is nice, actually. This is quite nice. How is everyone doing today? Actually, better question. Chat, have you ever woken up the day of something that you were really excited for, and you found out that you could no longer do it, whether it was waking up with a cramp, or waking up sick, or the other party dropped out, or something? Was there ever a moment where you were ready to go, but whatever happened the day of, it just didn't end up working out? Kind of a disappointing subject, to be sure, but, you know, we grow together, we learn together. I'm gonna get my arms out properly, please. Thank you. Yeah. Gosh, I really do go, wait. Okay, this is my feet pointing regularly, and then this is my feet really pointing in. They read my feet so weird. Soltero, thank you so much for the 3-stream streak. It is great to have you here. Plenty of times, change plans really suck day of, or worst, last minute. I've been here for a long time, but marking today, I finally finished my indication. This one I'm trying on paper. I have voice lessons scheduled for next week because you recommended that the first stream I was here, and I'm starting HRT April next year. Jade, that is fantastic. I am so happy for you. Can we get some love in the chat for Jade Switch? That is incredible, and I'm proud of you. I hope that doesn't come across as like pedantic or like oh I'm so proud, but like genuinely, that's a big move, and I'm happy for you. I do worry that I come across as like pedantic or something. I'm gonna get scuffed for a second. My phone. Can't just be my phone anymore, it's my phone. Phorne. Yeah, make sure that's plugged in. Ah! Thank you for the 100 bits! Well, now we know that works. Thank you for the 100 bits. Every bit helps, every bit's appreciated. And that does set us off on that hype train. Choo-choo! So it is, thank you so much for getting that going. Yeah. You know, it's kind of nice to do streams like this. I might... Did I just T-pose for a second? No. Now I'm T-posing. Loosely. It has me really shaky, but I'm actually just not moving. Alright, well, I can only be that powerful for so long, otherwise I think a few of you would break. Hi, Annie Bell. Good to see. Aw, thank you. You're quite cute today yourself. Yeah, it's not quite getting my hands perfect. Can it track the rotation? Not really. Yeah, this camera's had it rough. Yeah, I was gonna do. Thank you for the head pats. I was gonna do another avatar, but those are all in skirts. And bluntly, there were enough panty shots yesterday with like my hand glitching out into the floor. Oh, chat. Okay, I have an update. The eagle-eyed of you that track my throne page, which if you're not familiar, I need to replace that text up above me with stuff for Marshmallow. For Marshmallow questions for tomorrow, but the eagle-eyed of you who watch my throne page might have noticed that I took down the pinned item. The pinned item, for those who are interested, was a $350 wireless tracker for an HTC Vive Pro 2, which I happen to have. This would allow me to move my VR setup around the living room, which is where I'm actually posing right now. And I would have full range of the space, full range of motion, leg out, that kind of thing. And instead of glitching out with whenever I put my arms out to calibrate, it would just, it would just work. I say this because, $350 is a bit of an investment. Last night, I saw it on Amazon for like $200. And it came with payment plans. Here. It came with payment plans. So that meant that for 5 months, for 5 months, I could just pay $40 a month to have wireless tracking that works. So I can move the VR stuff into the living room and have VR tracking full body with less of the crap. Easy dub. And the cool thing is, I have a lot of invoices out right now, so income should be coming in. Don't quote me on that. Hello, Teeter. Great to see you. I hope you're doing well today. So that is an easy dub. It's a big dub too. Yay! Right. I forgot that now that it's full body, I have to like actually dance and stuff. Can't just arms side to side. Hello, Tangent. Great to see you today. I hope you're doing well. It's not getting my waves very accurate. Aw, thank you. You're doing quite cute today yourself. And Jesse, looks like you've been sub for 20 months. Well, you've been subscribed to me for 21 months. And thank you so much for that. I'm gonna adjust the microphone real quick. Because you've always been a bit of a sub, baby, let's be real. But congratulations. Thank you so much for 21 months of subscribing. Please continue to enjoy your emotes, your sub badge being a much appreciated and beloved part of the Oddities community. Can we get some love in the chat? Ooh, did a little jig there, apparently. Can we get some love in the chat for Jessie Cheery for being a much appreciated member of this community? True, true. Ah, you're sweet. Yeah. That's, at some point I'm gonna need to adjust that text. I think I'll do that during the break. But yeah, so, that was a big deal because, how do I say? I've been getting a little lewder. I'm just the type of person who lights up the area when folks enter the room. Oh, I was calling Jessie the sub. Sorry about that. By the way, at any point, if I joke with you like that and that's not something that you're comfy with, please do let me know and I'll cut that out. Okay. That took me way too long. I should have turned on auto blink too while I'm here. But yeah, so why was yesterday the big decision, right? That's a certain amount of money to commit to. Oh, Vieira. Oh, I'm away from the effects unit, so you're just gonna have to listen to me directly. Are you ready, baby? Abrara, iko dane. How was that, baby? I don't think I can actually track the, I don't think I can actually clear the rewards from here. Trizio puddle, aww. Woo, yeah, baby, that's what we're waiting for, woo! Right, what was that? All right, so, hello, Frog Hat. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. But yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about why I decided to go for the wireless adapter yesterday. Actually, who was here for the VR chat stream yesterday? That was so much fun. Like me and Pixie just going around to various like holiday-themed worlds. I kept picking worlds that were very pretty with little to do. I think that might be boring. You were for a bit. Yeah, I saw that. Oop. Hang on one sec. That's done. Wait, I'm too short. Really hard to do one. Okay, thank you for that redemption. You're so perfect in your voice. You sound like a girl pretending to be a guy with the woo. Aw, thank you. VR World it was. I really liked it. And what's it? VR World is pretty nice. Yeah, I liked it too. Excuse me. So the reason I'm bringing it up is some of you might have noticed that whenever I tried to move the camera in VR chat for the streamer camera, you have to actually like literally grab it. Hello? Track the motion, please. And move it. And what I kept doing was whenever I would try to move it, it would go out of the range of the base stations, which are not positioned well because of the desk situation. So it would glitch out. And then when it would glitch out, it would default to the floor right here. So, oh, hold on, gotta get my hair out of my chest. Ah! I was taking pills to get rid of this, come on! Close enough. Okay, basically, tangent, yeah. Basically, it was just Odyssey Eurobeat Eshi episode. You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, and don't think I didn't notice that some of y'all clipped that. Really? You thought I wouldn't notice? You really thought that I wouldn't pay attention to that kind of thing? You're silly. Camera got naughty. Well, camera got naughty, but chat. Tisk. I expected better from you. Now, that's not to say that I won't get a little spicy in the future. There's just levels of spice that I'm trying to reach. Out here, I want a little bit of sriracha sauce. You know, not an entire bite of habanero pepper. There are other streamers that take care of that for you. Chat clipped it, I see. Chat did clip it. Well, chat clipped, someone from chat clipped the very end of it, so that was a thing. Yeah, the camera did it on accident because of glitches and such. One of y'all had to clip that on purpose. And it's not capturing my winks. Sorry. To be blunt, I don't think I'm gonna be doing intentional panty shots anytime soon, just to clarify. That's the whole thing. Like, that's not the kind of thing I'm gonna show y'all willingly. I'm not ready to feature on Cooksy.
No.
But yeah, I'm not really ready to feature on Cooksy yet, you know? Don't get me wrong, the day might happen, but I don't know if today is that day. Do I know what time it is? Was that time for the nut button? Was that what you meant by that? Also, I need to get scuffed again for a sec. Now, that is easier to read. Because my vision's going crappy. Right. Yeah, no. And I know that we've had discussions and conversations about this kind of thing. Hearing that as Cooksy, and now I'm envisioning a channel where Cookie Monster subscribes and pays to see people slowly eating cookies. Oh no. Oh no. I could somehow see that. I don't know. I feel like Cookie Monster's interest in cookies isn't perverse in nature. It's more like, how do I say? It'd be like a carnivore, like a creature that eats meat, you know, just being enthusiastic about barbecues or something. I feel like that's like a thing that's inherent to the nature of like being a specific kind of monster. I have a lot of opinions about Cookie Monster. I think it's because that was my brother's favorite growing up. But yeah, no, Cooksy, for those who don't know, Cooksy is a famous clipper in the VTuber world. You say that until he hands you a 20 and tells you to eat the gross cookie. You stop it. You stop that. I mean, you know what? $20 is $20. But yeah, what was that about? Right. So, I'm not, like I've been saying, I've been trying to do Peach. Hello, Bowser. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well today. It's not getting my wave very well. But yeah, so I want a little bit more control over how much spice I distribute. I'll put it that way. So, not only did I, you know, on a more serious note, I also do plan to do more with VR chat in the near future. Things like future gigs, things like, shows, not just, you know, performances. Skulls 420, thank you so much for the follow on the stream. It is great to have you here. I am Odyssey of Odyssey Eurobeat. My work has been featured in Super Eurobeat, Initial D, DDR, and Matara Kanabi Shoujo. She distributes the spice. The spice must flow. Yeah. Hello, Skulls. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. But yeah, I'm trying to be mindful of that kind of thing. So not only do I plan to do more with VR, in the future, I also plan, let's be real, if I'm gonna do anything, titillating, I want to be in more control of that. Jesse's trying to restrict the spice, we gotta colonize the source. Given the metaphor and the intended purpose, I'm not sure how to feel about that. What would colonizing this... Jade? Jade? Goodness. Wait, is it getting in my mouth anymore or not? I don't think it is. So awesome, her mere presence allows for FTL. So, yeah, I'm just gonna stop. Point being, I'm really glad to have the new VR headset thing. Yeah, I'm glad to have the new VR headset thing, and I am... Oh, thank you for the headphones. Hi. And I did not want things to go the way they did yesterday in terms of how wild it got. And hello, Nyahong. Let me go ahead and take care of that. Oh, thank you for the headphones. Let me go ahead and take care of that real quick. Hey, what's that for? Oh, there's a delay between the TV and the computer. That explains so much. Okay, sorry. I just had a brain burst about some things with streaming Switch games. Okay, Is it raining for me? It is getting there. It looks like it'll happen anytime now. I think, yeah, there's a few raindrops on the window. It's raining. Hallelujah. A brain blast, if you will. Yes. Actually, it really doesn't want to track my hands. Well, not great. It does a decent job, just not a great one. Aneurysm. I see. Yeah. So that's the thing with the VR tracking. I will say though, today the tracking isn't doing too bad. You know, boom, boom, boom. Not perfect, but yeah. Chat, oddities. I have a dilemma. Weird question. How many of you think about New Year's resolutions? I know it's not going to be the usual ones for me, or at least not in the same way. I swear I'm not going to push into some like weird hustle or anything like this. I am going somewhere with this. Hang on, I gotta get scuffed again for a second. Yeah, let me just grab my leg from afar. There it is. Off and on. Good. Okay. So I am back. So yeah, how many of you think about stuff like New Year's resolutions every so often? I say this because I have a little bit of a secret. I have heard about the concept of a New Year theme a few years back, and I think that works better for New Year's resolutions. I like that. I like that idea. So here's my secret. Here's my little secret. Friendship is figuring things out. I like to make my resolutions based on things I'm already doing. New Year's resolution: increase silliness by 200%. Goofy at a minimum. Ooh. Okay, so goofy at a minimum. What's the maximum? What do you like at 200%, huh? This is what peak goofiness looks like. This is the optimal clown performance. Hey, I keep forgetting that my avatar is absolutely caked up. See, that's a little spice free. You're welcome. Mine are simple, really. Yeah. So, like, for me, my secret is I pick things that I think will happen already, and I write them down. So that way, even if I forget that it's a New Year's resolution, I guess it's more just a recommitment to a goal I already have. Like, at some point, I want to make Twitch partner. I've got a ways to go before I'm there, but I would like to be a Twitch partner. I feel like I've fallen enough in love with the kind of streaming that I've been doing that I want to make that a goal that I want to reach. Another one is that I would like to reach 100K subscribers on YouTube. I mean, a lot of these are numbers, and that's not a healthy way to go about things. A couple of those as a treat, sure, but I don't know. I think about other things too. Like, some of you might have noticed today over on Twitter, I wrote a bit of a letter checking in with my fans and oddities in Japan. I'd like to go back. There might be an opportunity for me to go in 2024. I'm hoping so. That would be really nice. I think I'd like that a lot. As well, I want to learn. Actually, here's the thing that I'm gonna do. I'm sort of figuring some of this out now as I'm like spitballing it. So you're actually part of the process. I want dancing to be part of one of my shows by the end of 2024. I want there to be a dedicated and expected danceable portion. Don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that I'm going to choreograph the entire thing. I've been a model. An idol, I ain't. Listen, if you want idol from someone that I know, go to Phoebe Chan Chibi. She is just idol exquisite, like the most idol-like person I know. Like on the stage, off the stage, on the screen. Yeah, that's your idol fix. Me, I am too crass and graceless. And but I would like to have a bit more grace when I move, a bit more coordination when I move, a little bit more elegance. So, all right, no worries, Deltas. I think if I can do something like that, if I can have like a dedicated portion. Uh-oh. That should have thrown something at me. 1 second, let me fix that. Yeah. Let me just grab my leg again real quick. Yeah, let me lay my tits again, see what's going on. Yep, Twitch disconnected. Oops. There's the baby. Alright, yeah, that's one thing that I think I want to do to make sure that I have, that I actually follow through. I do love my legs. Like, let's be real here. Look, I got gams. And that's not just the avatar. Look, people have seen my legs IRL. Let's just say that they have their own dedicated fans too. So yeah, I do like my legs quite a lot. And I hope you do too. But yeah, no, I think, I almost feel like I need to jot these down specifically. Oh. I want to start jotting these down maybe. But yeah, I want, one portion of my set to have choreography or dancing of some sort. Whether or not it's completely choreographed or not, I want it to be an expectation. There's a reason that dress was bought. Yeah, I got it right here. And, well, I'm trying to figure out when and how to wear it because, I want to, I will, but it's a matter of, hello? Can it track that that I'm pointing? It's a matter of when and how, but, I do plan on a photo shoot for that. I mean, that's up there with the Mrs. Claus shoot. Gosh, I'm gonna be taking a lot of pictures this month. We're already on the 6th, goodness. Well, I do need to remember that I have time after Christmas. I suppose I should get to that at some point. But let me wrap up the New Year's resolution portion. I've been thinking of those kinds of things, little commitments that I'd like to make. I feel like that new dress calls for a black wide brim hat. Ooh, I think I kind of get you, like almost a Lady Dimitrescu kind of vibe, yeah? Ethan Winters. I could see that. It'll depend on hello? There you go. It'll depend on how it looks when I've got it on. And by the way, just to be realistic with you here, it'd probably look great on my avatar. Let's just be real about that. By the way, if you're new here, I don't do the immersion thing. I've shown my face. I show my face pretty regularly. I take pictures. I take selfies. Sorry, a whole different tangent. There is a wiki out there in the world, and by the way, I'm not saying this to point you to it. We're not gonna do anything about that. That is harsh or brings attention or anything like that. There's a wiki out there that is very inaccurate about me. It is, I believe it is a Korean wiki, and it uses outdated pictures and it makes assumptions about my family and weird stuff like that. I'm not sure if it's any kind of official capacity. The article even has like little commentary, like little strike through commentary. So it's like, hello? How is this an official wiki? Pixie! Oh my gosh, hi! Y'all, can we get some love in the chat for Pixie? The one, the only, the lovely, the adorable. Okay, it's not tracking my hip motion too super much, so I gotta like really throw myself into it to get hip motion to work. But yeah, so we don't do the immersion thing here because if I don't share pictures of my face as it is now, Others will show you pictures of how it looked before. And I would rather be the authority on my face than some internet rando with a bone to pick. But I digress. New Year's resolutions, dancing, things like that, right? And oh yeah, and the photo shoots and such. Yeah, the dress would look amazing on my avatar. We'll see how it fits on my own figure. Pyeon pyeon, pyeon pyeon. It's that kind of thing. So it remains to be seen how it goes. Yeah, 10 streams in a row, y'all. Pixie's a real one, you know. I mean, Pixie's also a moderator, but you know, not every moderator. Okay. How do I reward visiting streams without sounding like I'm talking down on missing them? Miss streams if you need to. Take care of yourself first and foremost. I appreciate that Pixie catches as many as she can. Hello, Ezzy. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. How are you, baby? Hope you're doing very, very well this fine, rainy California afternoon. But yeah, I have a lot that I'm looking forward to. The True G. Yeah, Pixie's been one of the OGs here for a while. It's interesting. It's an interesting Twitch feature. It's fun to celebrate, but also not great to cause FOMO. I've had to find it. That's good. It's very good. And yeah, there's the hydrate. Let me pop the lid. Oh, lid pop out. Yeah. What was I on about? I do not have a good memory span today. Pacey, could I impose for you to clear those hydrates real quick? It would very much help, thank you. Right. Oh, thank you for that, Pats. Yeah, I may not fill that dress as well as, well, I would. And if that ends up happening, then that's okay. I will save it and I'll work up towards it. I feel like building up a habit of physical motion, building up a habit of like, aw, thank you, Scarble. I'm glad that you like it. It's based on an outfit that I used to have. Sadly, the ears broke, and so did the tail. Actually, do I have a tail? I do not. That's okay. Well, I have a tail in a different sense. Yeah, I feel like the more that I start moving, in fact, I kind of want to start doing more streams like this. Now that I'm thinking about it, if I can build a habit of motion, I feel like I'll start seeing the kind of benefits where I'll fit into the kinds of things that I want to wear, the kinds of expressions for myself that I would like. Do I love myself the way that I am? I'm working on that. Are there changes I'd like to see about myself? Absolutely. You know, if brain's so smart, why brain don't work right? Too much put on storage and not enough on performance. I need a habit of motion too. Well, here's the thing. I'm very fortunate. I will say that in terms of VTubing specifically, there is a way to, like right now, I don't have a keyboard or mouse with me. I've been trying to get like a wireless keyboard and mouse to really just work the way that a past one used to. It's, having VC face and 3D, like THREE, capital D, pose tracker is allowing me to do this, allowing me to stream as if you're in my living room, which I really like. Hello, Jamal. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. How you doing, baby? Yeah, I think that's the big thing for me in 2024. I want to build a habit of motion. Because don't get me wrong, I love my apartment. I love where I live. I love what I've got. I love my desktop. It's a prison. I am locked in place. One day I gotta get me a hardware upgrade. There's so many jokes that I can make about that right now. Sorry. But yeah, what was that about? Yeah, if I end up not filling the dress very well, or if I find that I'm not, satisfied with how I present myself in it, then I'll move on to the next thing. I'll go on to this adorable Mrs. Claus outfit that I bought last year and never got around to wearing. Hello, Zether. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. 7-note vaudeville ending. One thing I learned about having ADHD, you have impeccable memory. It's just the memory is stored away in a place you cannot access unless you have a very specific key. That kind of makes sense. I used to have an exquisite memory. To put a long story very short, I grew up with a certain amount of questioning of my memory, which turned out it was completely right. The other party just did not want to be held accountable, so I was severely gaslit. It was not my parents, for the record. That's not where that's going. But my memory kind of got thrown for a loop for some time because I began to question myself. Say, oh, am I just remembering that wrong? Of course, in favor of the other party getting basically control over how I was treated. So my memories, it's in flux. It's like a computer that's been through some things. It excels until it doesn't. Hello, Kachu. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. How are you, baby? Yeah, going back to the dress thing, I'll move on from one to the other. But this will be a month of plenty of selfies, plenty of pictures. I've been having a lot more fun putting myself together this month too. Like, it's been a hard habit to keep up because, well, I like looking pretty. I like putting myself together. I like that kind of thing. Jamal, let's not joke like that. What about? Right. Yeah, this will be quite a month for selfies, for pictures, for things like that. I'm excited to share that with you. And I like putting in the I like actually doing the thing. It's just a matter of getting myself to put in the effort, which is from as many of you I'm sure can relate, easier said than done. I'll get around to it eventually. I know that I will. Yeah, I think that's the other thing that I'm excited about with the VR stuff too. Yesterday there was a sad official announcement. It was Twitch's official announcement. Do I remember right that Twitch would no longer run in Korea? I thought I saw something to that effect for Twitch Korea. Did that go further than I thought? Did that affect other countries as well? Oh. I'm also confused. Oh my gosh. Actually, I would have to go over to the computer to push a button to get my expressions to work, but I am sorry to hear that. I'm surprised actually to hear that. I would think that Korea and other countries would have like a live streaming scene where Twitch would be a very viable option. Korea has a tax on uploads? A tax. I need my hand up, please. A tax on uploads. Really? I mean, even if it's not a direct tax on uploads, if it's getting oh, thank you for that, Bats. If it's that complicated, then that sounds dangerous. Thank you for the head pats, by the way. Actually, I've already hydrated, but I'm gonna do another one. Thank you for more head pats. Here we go. My personal wish is that simultaneous live streaming on YouTube will be conducted after February. Actually, about that. So I've talked about this before, but there's a few things. Thank you. There are a few things that I've wanted to sort away first. I do plan on simultaneous streaming. I plan to multi-stream to Twitch, to YouTube, and possibly VStream. Possibly. The idea being that I'm not sure how viable it will be to stay on one platform. At the moment, I would very likely stream the VODs to I'd very likely stream directly to my VOD's channel, Odyssey Eurobeat, go figure, and just have it work that way. Not sure about VStream. There's a couple things I need to figure out, but there is an incentive for me to stream there. At the very least, some connections with other VTubers that I can build. But yeah, at some point or another, I will start multi-streaming. I just need to figure out. I need to figure out displaying chat or not displaying chat, or the thing is, you can't mix the two. I could have like separate things. Actually, chat. You see down here, down below, right there. You see how it's scrolling text from side to side? I wonder if I could have the two of those stacked to include your chats. Because then they're not integrated, they are separated, and they don't take up nearly as much real estate. On the sad notion, that does mean that less of the real estate on screen is devoted to chat. And I like, for my money, I like being able to see chat's reactions to things on streams and in VODs and things like that. But I also want to be compliant. I want to work with what Twitch is giving us here. Multi-track streaming. Exactly. Yeah, it's such a silly thing. I feel like for smaller streams, they're not really going to hold anyone accountable, but for larger streams, and for those that have Twitch's attention, they will be enforcing that. So it's a little bit sad. Excuse me. So I'm gonna figure that out, but I do plan on multi-streaming very soon. There've been a couple things that I'm waiting for. I do want to start doing that more in 2024. I want to see how things go sort of ending this year, and then start making those big moves. As well, waiting allows me to get a few more assets together. And chat, allow me to hint to you that amazing things are on the way. If you make Twitch partner, will you be able to multi? Yes, they announced that at TwitchCon this year. Actually, I think, no, TwitchCon EU earlier this year. So they released Twitch partners of full exclusivity to a degree. Twitch would have priority over certain things. You know, you'd still be able to, upload the VOD directly. There's some stipulations that put Twitch first, but you are no longer completely exclusive to Twitch having 24-hour prior access. So, there is that. That said, who knows? Maybe I'll just be really big on YouTube. I know that, I feel like YouTube, how do I put this? Hello, Maze Me. Maze Me, you sent me that earlier and I didn't get back to it. I'm sorry. I chose Other Side of Night for my song, and I'm currently working on. I hold on to what the future has for me. Is there any symbolism for the future that you particularly like? I mean, basic as it is, I really like the idea of a horizon. Like, you know, obviously my favoritism for New Horizon, the song that I wrote, I like the idea of a bright dawn. The idea of a very simple road, bathed in sunlight, walking towards the sun as it rises. Easy to draw too, in terms of symbolism. I think that translates pretty well. Looks basic, but if you can nail it, I think it can be very empowering. Yeah. So, back to platforms and such. I feel like there is a difference. There is a difference between Twitch VTubers and YouTube VTubers. Not horribly much. Like, I've been to streams from both. Obviously, I watch Ike Eveland on YouTube. I watch. You should watch more. I'll even watch some Twitch streamers on YouTube, and seeing their reactions to seeing their reactions to how things go is very surprising. Gonna lurk. No worries, Maisie. Thank you so much for popping in. And enjoy your lurk. It is good to have you here. It really does not like. Okay, maybe I need to like move a little forward. Hello? Can I have my hand back? There we go. Yeah, maybe I'll scoot the microphone forward just a smidge. But it's not causing too much noise. Maybe not. Who knows? Scuff me? Never. Right. I feel like Twitch is a bit more straightforward, a bit more instantaneous. Whereas with YouTube, there seems to be this, and stop me if I'm wrong, I'm sure there's more nuance than this, but YouTube feels more about pacing. More about, I feel like YouTube still has the remnants of like stream slot culture from like Nico Nico Doga or something, where it's like you stream your signed time. You stream your hour or 2 or 3. Some of the means of doing things like redeems on YouTube. I watch some streams on YouTube, but they're not redeem inclined. I think there is a plugin that allows for some of that. I think Truffle does that. YouTube isn't really set up for that at all. But I think there are bots that you can set up for things within text, which is not great, but it gets the job done. Like you can set up stream elements and other bots of that nature to get that to happen. I know it's not for lack of trying. The thing is, with Twitch, they can do that because the unit for a stream is the stream page. When you see a stream on Twitch, what you're watching is on, twitch.tv/Odyssey Eurobeat. Whereas with a stream on YouTube, the unit is the video. The unit is the video. It's basically the same link that will be there whether or not you're watching it live or as a VOD later. So you can't build in the same features. To me, YouTube streams has a lot less of a community feel. I feel like YouTube has only recently started to build into that. Not going into further here on stream, but Stream Elements has some problematic stuff recently from what I'm hearing. Latent, I would love to pick your mind on that actually. If that's the case, I may need to move to something else. We'll see how it goes. YouTube chat feels more like the chatty box of the early 2010s. See, that can have its own charm, though. I do remember the early 2010s. Bless and thank you, Latent. I very much appreciate that. Oh, there go my legs. They're doing a jig. I don't know. Here's the thing. Here's something that I do think works to my advantage. And I don't talk about my brand all that much with you, but get into it a little bit. I feel like a good streamer doesn't get a community from their platform. I feel like a good streamer brings their community to a platform. Does that make sense? Can we take a moment to appreciate how YouTube introduced Super Chats as a stand-in for Twitch's bid system, and then Twitch tried to implement a Super Chat system? Yeah, I remember that. Here's the thing, though. I think YouTube streaming culture, especially for VTubers, there is, an Akasupa, Super Chats. There is a difference. And I think Matara even had a little instance of that. It's like, is that a... Thank you for the Super Chat. It's like, wait, that's different. So I do think... Oh, hello? Hands. Sit. Stay. Stay dead. Roll over. Close enough. Right. What was I on about? YouTube Super Chats and Twitch, right. And by the way, this isn't necessarily to say that one is better than the other. Obviously, I prefer, I remember for a little while I was streaming on both. Oh gosh, that was years ago. So, I used to stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. What happened was, I think someone on the YouTube side, I was streaming Jackbox, which is, I know now, but back then I didn't know. Hello, my hand, please. Someone decided that the best way to answer one of the jokes was with racism. Which is, we don't do that. That's not how oddities do. So that was the day I'm like, no, y'all broke it. I'm going full tilt on Twitch, where I can actually moderate directly. Because I think even back then, Jackbox had you have to log in with Twitch in some cases. But we don't do that on Barbie Doc completely. That's not a thing we do. Yeah, and I mean, there is some irony to leaving the platform for Twitch at the time due to racism, but I wanted more control, and having 2 platforms was not allowing me as much control as I'd have liked. Then again, I didn't have the team of moderators that I have now. I didn't have I didn't have as much of the culture that I have in place. I was kind of, well, honestly, I was kind of boring back then. I was just like, I just used to be like, what's up, guys? I'm gonna work on security today. Yeah, that's pretty good. Something like that, you know. Sorry for the shock there. But yeah. Can we get some love in the chat for the mods? I could not do this. I could not do any of this without the mod team. I appreciate that, Pixie. Ezzy, no! Oh, I think something went wrong. It was just probably like a lack of a space after a dot or something. Ezzy, I'm so sorry. Aww. That does happen. But, back then I didn't have as strong of a personal self, and I didn't have as much of a culture. Oddities were just kind of fans of my work. There wasn't the sense of building each other up. There wasn't the sense of you know, what the values are and are not. So I think now I do a better job of managing things over in YouTube. I don't know, that's my theory anyway. What was I on about? Is it really Wednesday? Oh, ooh. Hold on, let me check something real quick. Oh, yikes. Okay, yeah, thank you, Late. That is very good to know. So, I will review that more fully after stream today. What am I on about? Right, YouTube and such. But yeah, I feel like now I'm in a place where I can more reasonably approach YouTube and Twitch and VStream at the same time. Mod work can be rather difficult. It's good to have a reasonably well-behaved chat too. Yes. Oh yeah. Please understand, it's not just a matter of having great mods, although that most certainly helps. Here's the thing. It's ironic because Matara and I were actually talking about this recently, like when we were in that call. It is fascinating how a streamer can set the precedent for a culture, for basically like a streamer's community. Because, you know, having a mod only really allows for that, because if you have an instance where it's kind of on the edge, where it's like you can go one way or the other, how you react in those moments can be such a big thing for shaping how a community behaves. Yeah, thank you for the mod teams. Get some love in the chat for the mod teams. It's not letting me do the hand heart. Trust me, it's there. But what am I on about? I keep saying that. My brain is a puddle today. Here's the thing. The mods also need to make a decision to follow. Aw, thank you. You're so sweet. The mods need to make a decision to follow that stream culture as well, and they could choose not to. How do I say? Streamers set up the vibes, mod enforce the vibes, community upholds the vibes. Generally, yes. There's also precedents and things that need to be established early on. I need my hands to work with me, please. Aw, thanks for the pats. How do I say? I think it's possible to have a community that can banter and can kind of play a certain way. It really doesn't want to cut. There we go. Maybe I need to be further in for it to do that. I'll be right back, actually. I'm gonna zoom out just a there we go. That should be better for actually seeing my feet. You know, I'm already out here showing feet, you know, how far I've risen, really. But yeah, so there does have to be a certain amount of buy-in. You know, people will pop in early on and test the boundaries. Not even like meaning to be an edgelord or a jerk or something, but sometimes they just want to know what is and is not permitted. I remember very early on, I tried to have a server that was, look, you're guests in my house. It's all good. It's all chill. Just don't drop slurs. Low bar. And I was not very ambitious with this at the time. Within a couple weeks, we had someone coming in and clipping, like linking to a part of a video where someone was dropping slurs. And I remember this. It was right about when I had brought on Dart Runner. And when I tried to call this out, it's like, literally there's one rule. What are you trying to do? What? Why? And they tried to call me like a social justice warrior, which I'm more of a bard, really. That was not what I was doing with my arm. Like, it was at that point that I realized I can't just have a casual thing. I need to set these boundaries very directly. So Darwin and I really built those foundations, and with that, you know, there was that sense of what would eventually become the oddities. For instance, this sense that we are all unique, we are all odd. That is something to celebrate. That means that we respect each other. We're all on even playing ground. Basically, Maddie, it was basically like that. So social justice part. I wouldn't even say that I'm that active. The thing for me is like I'm not what's the word? I'm not necessarily an activist. Which maybe I could stand to be. Maybe I need to use my platform more openly for things like that. And I do try to advocate for causes from time to time. What am I on about? Also, how's the volume, by the way? Am I audible over the music? Is it too quiet, too loud? I can turn the music down even more if need be. What was I about to say? Okay, talking about, right. The precedent. A smidge less music volume. That I can do. How's that? Right. Allow me to float unnervingly back into the room. Minty! Nice. So, how you react to chat's actions also has a lot of influence. Yes. And actually, a little bit of insight on this. It was because the oddities have been so well behaved and generous and kind and good to other people with very few altercations. Because of that, I could kind of have a little bit more play, a little bit more fun. I could be a little spicier with you, do a little wiggly jiggle, because I knew that you tend to respect boundaries. When I say, here's where it is, don't go past that, you don't go past that. You've been good about that. It allows me to trust you. It allows me to do more and to be like, okay, yeah, this is how it goes. And it can be scary too, because sometimes you have an influx. Sometimes you have people that just come in en masse from somewhere else, and if you don't know your answer to them right away, that can change your entire culture. So having values in place ahead of time, and it sounds weird, right? This is a community around a big titty redhead bimbo that makes Nightcore to Tallow Disco. I'm being facetious there, but like you'd think that this kind of thing is like, what do you even need to think about? Like, what kind of rules do you even need to have? Like, it's not that important, right? It is. It really is. a lot of creators that even I've looked up, that I once looked up to, their reactions to things, their reactions to how their own community acted on their behalf has sometimes really disappointed me. I just tapped in and heard bimbo that makes nightcore. I mean, bimbo, a redhead big titty bimbo that makes nightcore to Italo disco. Being a little facetious, but it's worth having those values ahead of time, because I feel like that's the difference between a I'm trying to think of good examples. Let's talk about Chibidoki's community. And I mean her community specifically. There are some times that people join in chat and such, and by the way, you can kind of tell when someone is a Chibidoki, like, community member, and someone who's just kind of there to get a quick dunk or something. They think they know the culture. Because Chibidoki's community will chime in on jokes and banter, but they'll also know when to let go. They also know when to be serious. They know where the line is. They know when someone's trying too hard to be edgy and they drop something that's way too far. They go, wait, whoa, hold on now. They know the line. And it could have been very easy for that to just get absolutely smacked through. Whereas, I think another good example would be Numi's community, the Noombas. Never a more dedicated bunch. Like, here's the thing. Yeah, the chat incessantly dunks on our favorite cute little bottom, cute little kitty bottom. But that was the biggest crowd I've ever seen at Offkai. Like, that was the biggest crowd I've seen for like a convention-sized concert, short of the Iron Mouse concert. Actually, no. I think actually Numi's concert stood up. Like, that was, hers was like up there. Yeah, there's jokes and there's, little banter, but when she has something to celebrate, the Noombas celebrate. When she's going through something genuinely sad, they hold off. And, the theory that a creator can't control their community. I will say this. Correct the sense that I don't have control over every single one of you. If one of you goes off the deep end and does something completely unacceptable, don't do that. That sucks. That would make you not great. But if lots of people were doing that on my behalf, that would be a failure on my end. To some extent, I would need to own that I have fostered the kind of community that would do something like that. That this is theoretical. I haven't done that. You've all been great. But I think this is the root of what Matara and I were talking about. Just the sense that we have good communities. We really do. The Momos are fantastic. The Oddities are fantastic. Extremely well behaved and support. Donut Gang raid. Hello, Donut. It has been far too long, friend. How have you been doing? I hope you're doing amazing. I hope you're doing super, super well. Let me wiggle my booty for you. I hope you're doing well today. If we have not met before, hello. I am Odyssey of Odyssey Eurobeat. Thank you so much for getting that shout out done. I make Eurobeat music. My work has been featured in Super Eurobeat, Initial D, DDR, and Matara Kana Vishojo's newest original single. What were you up to? Oh, I didn't see what you were streaming. I'm sorry. Donut raid. Actually, a donut sounds really good right about now. I'm gonna hydrate. Type 2T! Good to see you too. I hope you've been well. But yeah, we were talking about good communities. And, actually, the conversation that I was having with Matara Khan about it, just, Oddities are a good bunch. Momos are a good bunch. I have a feeling the Donut Gang is also a good bunch. Yeah, what were you up to? I missed the game that you were sick for like a week, but you got better. I'm so glad that you're feeling better. And Tay, I am so sorry. I actually can't wink from here. I'm using different tracking today, and it won't track my individual like eye movements. So if I could get a moderator to clear that, I am so sorry. But yeah, we were just talking about Yeah, we were just talking about that kind of thing. Yeah, a good bunch. More than a good dozen, you know? Yeah. Right. And before that, we were talking about, like, that I might possibly be... that I might possibly be, multi-streaming to, YouTube. It looks like I just dabbed. Maybe I did, baby. Maybe I did. Just very quickly, the tracking is a little bit behind and a little bit slow. It doesn't quite capture every little minute detail. Like if I do like a multi-dab, like bam, 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 doesn't quite get the whole thing. So important. You can control your entire audience, but if your community is built up of people who simply cannot be controlled, that exactly, Ezzy. Bless and thank you. That's 100% it. And thank you, Yuko. My model parent, Nijitan, did such an amazing job. They did. Right, what am I on about? What am I on about? That is a sign of a culture that's gone wrong. That's a sign of a community that is, that's behaving poorly. And, this came up, by the way, for those who don't know, there was a miscommunication. Is it Ari-chan 4? Thank you so much for the follow, Ari-chan. Welcome to the stream. I think you might have heard me give the spiel to, IRL Donuts community earlier, so you're all good. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I know a person by the name of Chiseled Adonis, a sports person who streams both on YouTube and just recently started to stream regularly on Twitch. Nice. Right, what am I on about? What am I on about? So yeah, the plan is to eventually stream on Twitch, YouTube, and maybe VStream as well. Yes, I did that hydrate, but I'm gonna do it again. Because, I mean, hard to hydrate too much, right? Right. So, what was I going on about before that? Right, yeah, that was the difference between, like, Twitch and YouTube streaming. That's quite a username! I'm Ultra, thank you so much for the subscription. Please enjoy your emotes, your sub badge, being part of the Oddities community. Can we get some love in the chat for Ultra? I'm just not that kind of stream, y'all. I'm PG-13. No matter how the camera would behave yesterday on VR chat. But yeah, actually another reason why I'm waiting until after this month, I think I hinted at a little bit. Well, let's just say that I'll have more things ready for when that happens. Gosh, I feel like I'm treading back through all these, what's the word? Tangents. I keep tracking through all three. I'm sicking on to finish an 11-paragraph essays. Bye bye. I'll think of that, Bats. And thank you so much for popping in, Ultra. I hope that you get well soon, and I hope that that essay goes by very quickly. You got this. You're gonna do amazing. And hello, Amelia. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. Yeah. Hey, Vermouth. Hello, hello. Good to see you. I can't hear hello without thinking hello, 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 hello. Na 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 na. Yay! Sorry. Yeah. We can talk about other stuff now. I'm just realizing that we spent a lot of time on the subject of brand values and what makes a good Twitch community. Sorry. Aw, thank you. I'm glad that you like it. I am learning to love my voice again. Oh, there it is. Nope. No. No, 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 no. Yes. Very, very cute. Very, very cute. Yeah. Right, Twitch. Difference between the kinds of streams. Another hydrate. We'll do that. But yeah. My mind is not in the right place today all day. Oh, thank you for that, Pats. Thankfully, the stream can help me calm down. Yeah. You are in a good place for comfort today, Daniel. I hope you're doing very well today. There is a new redeem in the list. Hey, what did I do? You really think that's going to keep me? For how long? Cute. Clever, really. Sorry. Um, yeah. I don't know, I'm pretty excited for what's ahead though. It'll be nice to have the actual tracker. It'll be nice to have maybe I'm gonna see what I can do about getting a solid how to get Dommy Mommy voice. So here's the thing: if you can master the difference between pitch and tone, then you'll have control over both. So what you have, if you're looking for Dommy Mommy, you get this kind of voice here, and you bring it down, and you speak with confidence. You have high tone and low pitch, like another Yuko is redeeming. Ara Yuko da ne. Right, for the mommy voice, you bring the vocal weight down, make that larger, bring it down, bring the pitch down here, and vocal size moderate. Right? That's how I do that anyway. Thank you for redeeming that. I hope that did well. Or I hope I did that right anyway. Yeah, that's my general secret to Dommy Mommy voice. I don't even necessarily Dommy Mommy, just kind of mommy. I mean, that, or you can just try to channel some of your favorites. I know that in my particular case, I was influenced by like whenever I try to get that kind of voice, I think about Orihime and Cottontail. Those tend to be my inspirations for like, oh, good morning, kitten. I hope you're doing well today. That kind of thing. Gosh, we are getting a little closer to just biting the pepper today, as opposed to just grating a little bit in our stuff. I'm gonna try the new redeem. Oh, Jessie. Jessie, you are such a good girl. What a good girl. I still don't know how much I'm gonna be doing that. I used to do that a lot more often, but I put it away, and then would you say my singing experience helped me in my vocal journey? I would hesitate to say, because singing will only help if you have a certain amount of control. For instance, I was singing for years before I started doing voice training, because I mean, I come from a musical family. I've been singing for my own work, that kind of thing. Getting tone is very different. I think the thing for me was playing with my voice, like just adjusting the apparatus and fiddling around with what I can and can't do with tone. For instance, I was talking earlier about vocal weight versus vocal size. Think about Patrick Starr's voice, and I'm stealing some things from where I got voice training. You know, think about Patrick Starr's voice. The vocal weight is very large. No, I'm sorry. The vocal size is very large, but the vocal weight is not. Actually, I think even Nat does a little demonstration of this. Although Nat does have some pitch adjustment with it. So what you can do, you can pick a random pitch, one where you're comfortable, like where you're resonant, just, and then you go high, high, and then you scale through the size. You go high, 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 and then when you got this way too high, you kind of scale it towards the middle where you're more comfortable. And in the case of that, it's because I did a lot of like voice acting, like, hey, old Kermit the Frog here, stuff like that. You know, playing with the apparatus, playing with tone, playing that kind of thing, that did more for me. That. Oh no! Oh, no! Well. Oh no! Well, I guess that's just where that goes. Tanji is being a little sussy today. I really was not trying to go for that. Yeah. Right in the old B cup. What you're trying to say is there is hope? Absolutely there is hope. Some of the most amazing, most feminine voices I've ever heard in my life are very low. Fantastically low. it's not a matter of vocal pitch. It's a matter of vocal tone. Right? Because certain things, pitch can do one thing or another for you. Pitch does have some information, but it is not the beyond all. Tone is something that you have control over. Tone is something that you can modulate. Not to say that it's a guarantee, or, that's assuming that you have, full ability. I don't want to be ableist and assume that everyone has every form of capacity over their, over every facial, throat, nose, muscle, etc. So you're saying that trans women got that +5 to mommy voice? Not necessarily. There are trans women that I know that their voices were already kind of high, and they might have mommy energy, but their voices are still very high and light and feathery and sweet, and they can still have the energy. It's the voice did not necessarily translate. Whereas I've also met plenty of trans women that were plenty of mommy voice ahead of time, and it was just a matter of adjusting the tone. Yeah, I think that's kind of the secret that I found to not having a bump on my vocal cords as much as I actually do. Because I used to put my voice up here all the time, and that actually put like a granuloma, like a bump, on my vocal cords, and that's not good. So I feel like I got off track there. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't know. I think anyone can do. This isn't to say that everyone has the same flexibility, but I think people can do more with their voices than they may think. I'll put it that way. You may have more capacity than they give themselves credit for. Hi, Persa. Hello. But yeah. Oh, another hydrate. That I can do. Thank you. Could I get the reward queue cleared? Yeah, I still hear hello. Yay! And even that song, I know that's from a game or something, but I associate it with Corone. Hello, GLMD. I hope you're doing well today. It's not dragging my waving very well. I hope. Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna adjust the camera just. All right. Yeah. I've already forgotten what. What was I on before vocal stuff? By the way, I had voices for you for a hot minute, so I do genuinely appreciate the compliments on that. So I do thank you for that. I'm still prone to hearing my own voice as what it's lacking, what I grew up with, the things that, when it's not low enough, when I can't generate the pitch, I can be hard on myself. So thank you. If you're gonna have legs, Persa, I have gams, and that's not even just my avatar. That is, I have IRL leggies. Madam Eurobeat, please do the nay. I don't even remember what the nay is. I know there's a Charleston where it's like the hands cross over. What's the Luddy? It's like the knee out and then in. I don't know how to do the. I can't do it. The Luddy is that's the one from Ludwig, right? I don't. Actually, you know what? That's why 2024 is going to be the year that I develop a habit of motion, learning to dance, doing more on stage, doing more streams like this where I'm upright. This is why I can learn these things and actually know what I'm on about. See? That's how I keep things helpful. No. Sorry, my fingernail became a hook. And if I didn't do something about it, it would snag and get far worse. But yeah, no, I don't know how to, Fortnite default dance. I'm trying to remember how that one goes. Also, I'm trying to be careful because I'm in like tights and on carpet, and if I do that, I feel like I will just shock myself with static electricity. Also, what's up with all these demands? You think you can make demands of me and not make it worth my while? How horribly misguided. Do you not know where you are? Do you not know whose chat you're in? Sorry, having too much fun with that. But yeah, I should learn. Okay, calling it now. 2024 dance streams. If I'm not doing ring fit adventure, then I'm doing dancing, like choreography and cardio and stuff like that. I'm gonna get comfy with my body, and you're gonna like it, and I'm gonna like it. In fact, only good can come from this. Just Dance stream went. I've been for it. I've streamed Ring Fit. Aw, Vera, cute. I'm sorry, Ezzy. Okay, the Fortnite default dance. I'm trying to remember. Oh, that too is the cookbook. It starts with a clap, right? I can't even figure out where to start it. By the way, y'all know, so, okay, for New Year, I need someone to peer pressure me to get into making music again. I stopped 2 years ago and wandered behind the mixing desk. Well, there's nothing wrong with being behind the mixing desk, but Jade, do you need peer pressure? Do you need peer pressure to get into music? Or rather, what is it about making music that requires peer pressure for you? If you don't mind me asking. Don't get me wrong, my usual instinct is to pour right into a certain form of pressure, but I want to make sure that I'm addressing this healthily. So I feel like I'm giving a TED Talk now, the way that I pace. I think I just want to show you all my legs. What was up with that near like Scooby-Doo left? Rolling my legs. I'm so cursed. I don't know if you can do the default dance. It needs slidey feet, and I mean, I can. This is probably the best setup for it, but I would also build up static electricity. Sorry, that was so cursed. I feel like all the texts I write are far from good enough for not being able to write at all. So the good news is you are now joining a legion of anyone that writes. I can't think of a single creative that isn't down on the stuff they make on some level. For me, it's my production quality. It's that I can't get things to sound the way these, or my musicianship. It's like, oh, you know, I used to do these really cool chord progressions all the time. Now I don't do that. A writer is someone who wrote today. I feel like there's a rigidity to that I think might be a little limiting. Might I encourage a revision of that, Air Bear? I think a writer is someone who writes habitually. Someone who is in the habit of writing. For instance, I don't make music every single day. I don't. If anything, this is probably one of the slowest seasons for music in a long time. I still make music, don't get me wrong. But I'm not doing it every single day. Streaming is taking up a lot more of my time, or just management of things. But I would also submit that I'm very much a musician. I perform, I sing, I compose, produce, I write lyrics. I think that would qualify me. So I think a writer is someone who's in the habit of writing. And for music making, a creative habit would be all it takes. As well, there can be a standard that you hold yourself to that may be unrealistic. I remember when Avanil and I were considering becoming VTubers. At first, and I've been given some clearance to share this story. I'm gonna see what I can do. I don't want to make this something where I make Avanil look anything less than an adorable kitty cat princess. So I remember that a concern for him was that the streams would not be as high of production quality as, say, an agency VTuber. To which I replied, "You're not an agency. You're not an entire team of people with huge amounts of money. You are one adorable kitty bat doing what you can on your own, and you're doing great. Literally just do. Worry about getting it done later." And I remember he was like, "Oh yeah, you know, I suppose you make a fair point. I'll think about that. By the way, what about you? When are you gonna start?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't really have production chops." And hot kettle. So I do have a little bit of hypocrisy in me. But the point is, we can be down on our own standards because we think we hold ourselves to very high ones. I would usually refer to like big names in the Eurobeat world, and sure, the production is great. I was thinking about lyrics though. I used to think that my own lyrics were the way that they were because I was too amateurish to write cheese the way that they did. You know, that you're burning love, car, baby, fire, desire, tonight, drift, Tokyo. I really did think there was an art to it that I just didn't have. And there may still be that case. There may still be that instance. My setup is mid, but I'm also a baby streamer with hardly any assets, so I can't judge too hard. If you're starting with a mid setup compared to a entry level, you're that much further along. You're doing better than usual. That's good. That's a head start. That's an advantage. Yeah, that is, be good to yourself on that. Good job on getting a setup that works like that. Can I go forward or will that heck up the legs? Oh, I mean, it cuts off my feet. Maybe I'll zoom out again. One sec. Well, that's not a pose I want to hold for too long. I'll be quick. Oof. Okay. Right, back, here we go. Right. Oh, it's been worse. See, y'all remember when I was so pure? Mr. Freeze type of energy where you would do anything to feel better. When I watch really well-written shows, I have to remind myself that it was a team of people working on it for like 9 years. Yes. Honestly, yeah. Yeah, it's worth holding yourself to a realistic standard. That you are one person, probably starting out. I see this in a lot of places, and I need to phrase it in a way. Because I remember it applying to me doing Eurobeat music, to me streaming, to me being a woman publicly in front of people. You've got to give yourself permission to start. And starting means being kind of awful at it. The way that I dressed when I was still in my eggshell, oof. I'm kind of glad I got it out of my system early. I did look good in some of those thigh highs though. Like, how do I put this? You can't be perfect right away. Even if you start exceptionally well right away, there's going to be something where you fall short, and that's okay. The whole thing about starting is that you have to do it at some point. You're gonna have that phase where your first few songs sound terrible. You're gonna have that phase where your lyrics are burning like a fire, crazy with desire. I went to a Taco Bell higher and higher. You're gonna have that. And you should. I feel like the world these days, I'll keep it short, the world has put the strange demand that if something is perfect right away, that it is cringy, that it's terrible. There's this weird low tolerance for cringe. When we forget that a lot of us are. Like a lot of us are. We are not perfect beings. We are not cringeless beings. Those who are not cringe, are not expressing themselves. There's a vulnerability that comes with sucking at a particular task or thing that you're trying to do. I need to rephrase that. There's a vulnerability in being bad at something. I was so pure. Alright. Don't kill the party that's cringed, kill the party that cringes. Look at you go. Look at you go. By the way, I need to do one thing. There. Right. What was that about? So here's the thing. Hello, Celine. Good to see you. Are you doing well today? Right. Starting at something. You're going to be cringe. You are. It's just, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And how long. And what you do to get out of it. Cringing shouldn't stop you. A lot of my early stuff was just, it was general MIDI. It was like poorly recorded, out of sync general MIDI. And I applied to one of the early Konami musicianship contests, because they used to do these contests where you would submit songs for games. And I entered with at least like 2 songs before I knew what Eurobeat was. Think of that for a second. I was almost not a Eurobeat musician. So I still entered. And there were still people that liked what I put out there, not knowing that that was like early music for me. One of these days we're gonna get a sick JoJo pose out of these Audi free trans. Let me see. Alright, it's not tracking things very well. Yeah, it's really not tracking that very well. So maybe I need to do it more like this. Ah, forget it. Right. I still did it. And, I mean, I've also been, I've shown up in cringe videos from time to time. I'm not going to sit here and act like the judgment of the world means nothing. That would be foolish. I've had those moments where I was afraid for my well-being. I've had those moments where I was afraid that people were so motivated by cringe videos and the things that they would say on those that they would actually go out of their way to do it. There was at least a week or 2 where I was afraid to leave the house. I'm not going to sit here and act like the impact is non-zero. On the same token, for that time when I actually considered giving up, for a very dark time when I was considering giving these commenters the kinds of things that they were saying, I'm very glad I didn't. I kept going. I kept doing what I was doing because they weren't my audience. They were not who I'm trying to please. The kinds of people that refuse to... hey! Thank you for the gift, though. Thank you for the gift, Stewie. For every person that was writing something awful and telling me what to do with my music and my life and existence, there were like 5 people that were more interested in what I was doing. There were more people interested in what I had for them. The ones that actually wanted to hear what I had to say. And obviously take care of yourself, preserve your life, and, be good to yourself and those around you. But for creating, you're doing something that they can't. You are being vulnerable in a way they will never get. And I'd even go so far as to say that vulnerability, that ability to trust other people with something that you're saying is a very precious commodity. One that is in surprising demand. And the world may not fully get that yet. I really do feel like I'm giving a TED Talk now. I'm so sorry. The way that I pace and the way that I just strut. I don't know. I'm gonna move these and sit. That's a little better, right? Right. Maybe I do have good legs. Look at that. Sorry. Aw, thank you for that butts. Hello, Gamer Boy. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well today. But yeah. Don't worry about being bad at something. Don't worry about being bad at stuff. Be bad. You're going to be. Give yourself permission. I haven't stopped being bad. Aw, thank you. You're so sweet. Like, I don't know. Be bad at something until you're not. Who was it that said the first? I think it was Ernest Hemingway. I remember this because it was in a Randy Feltface skit. Like a Randy Feltface bit. It's like, the first 1,000 pages you write are trash. Use a different word. I'm trying not to swear as much. The first 1,000 things that you do, you're gonna suck. You kind of have to. That first song you write, that first set of lyrics that you write, that first painting that you paint, the first time that you handle charcoal or chalk or gouache paint, you're gonna suck. But you're gonna get better. Until at some point you don't suck nearly as much. The longer you're bad at something, the sooner you won't be. Exactly. Now, granted, there are, you know, I'm sorry, I'm on such a weird tangent with that. Make sure you're not stagnating. Do have some sense of, you know, where you'd like to go, but also be healthy about getting there. Some of this is also me preaching to the choir. There are things about myself that I want to work on and just want it to be here now. Let's be real. If I could have a body like my avatar's right now, I would just have it. The more you practice get, the less you suck. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, forgive me for what I'm about to say next. The only thing that you'll suck at more, the more you practice, is sucking. Leave that as it is. We're gonna go to a different subject now. I've never done that in my life. Let's see. I think it's such very kind words. Sadly, the person saying mean things about my work is myself, and I'm very... Listen, I've dealt with myself. Pardon my French, but that bitch is mean. Here's the thing. One, if you can surround yourself with people... Yeah. If you can surround yourself with people that will encourage you, they'll give you feedback. You don't want to surround yourself with just, oh my gosh, everything you touch is gold. Everything you do is so good.
Genius!
He's tenderizing the ground!
Of course!
Write that down, write that down!
Believe it or not, this is a big thing when tutoring drivers. I do track performance driving, and people are often terrified of getting in the car because they won't let themselves be bad. You don't need yes people, but you need people that will encourage you. I've actually, back when I used to do more, like track reviews, people would actually send in music. I did it like once or twice. What I would do with songs that I didn't think were well made is I would encourage people to do it again. This song didn't work out. Do more like this. If you can handle me at my worst, let it be known that I handle me at my worst, and that means I'm strong. Ooh, I like that. That is powerful. Goodness. But yeah. Yes, let yourself be bad, but also, have people around you that will build you up. I remember for me, slightly different things. I kind of had to build my own path with my music work because, I don't know. That's a different discussion, different ballgame. In terms of expressing myself the way that I want to, in terms of you know, presenting to the world that I am in fact a woman. I had friends that would give me reality checks, and I trusted them because, you know, when they were being when they might have been harsh about something or whatever, it was from a place of wanting me to. Why are my hands stuck? Hello? There we go. It was from a place of wanting me to do better. I remember a particular friend of mine, I would show her outfits that I was thinking of buying, and she's like, wow, that does not suit you in the slightest. Like, of all the things that you're telling me that you want for yourself, this is like 0% that. And there were more jokes like that. She made a joke about how one outfit I wanted looked like Chuck Norris was finally shopping at Forever 21. Hello, Zeta-san. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. We have been bouncing around different tangents. Right now we're talking about starting bad at something and then getting not as bad at something. Stream changed a lot. When was the last time that you were in, if you don't mind me asking, Zeta-san? Wait, how long has it been, actually? It could have been a very long time. I don't remember. A couple of months. Okay, so this kind of stream I've been doing, this was going to be Ring Fit, but this morning my leg cramped, and I didn't feel like putting it through a bunch of exercise. I didn't feel like putting it through a bunch of exercise after that. I'm sure it would have been fine, but I don't want to strain it too much. Maybe potassium. I need to just order some bananas. Maybe I'll get some after stream today, actually. Upgrade from PNG to full model to... So this is actually not a mocap suit. This is actually an application called 3D Pose Tracker, like THREED, and then Pose Tracker. And it's a free program on another free program that's just using a web camera. You can tell because it's a little bit janky. Watch. Hold on. Watch me do an unintentional jig. Sorry. I remember the Kinect for the 360. I mean, it's basically that. The Kinect was actually a decent camera. The problem was they were trying to use it for too much. Way too much. But, actually, funny thing that you bring it up, though, Zeta-san. I did also yesterday buy a VR wireless adapter for my headset, so that will be even better tracking. Because yesterday we were doing VR chat, and well, you know what happens when it doesn't detect the trackers on your hands, and you put the camera with your hand somewhere over here? It defaults to down here, looking up. I was in a skirt. I want more control over if/when y'all see that kind of thing in the first place. So, good tracking is important. So, there's that. That said, you know, I still do the 2D and the things like that. I'm doing a lot actually, and I remember the paranormal videos that use 360 Kinect pattern recognition. I did not know that. I remember the Kinect on 360. Somewhat recently got one for Dance Masters Dance Evolution. I heard that game's actually pretty fun. Get Chodon on. That might be a clip that I end up using. I haven't done shorts in a long time. See, the thing is, eventually I kind of have to, because there's still people coming in from like Instagram. The Christmas vibes. Thank you. I adore Christmas. This is my season. This is my jam. I do an annual Mrs. Claus shoot every year, and only have been sharing it for the last couple because I can finally do that. So I really went out of my way to make sure that that my streams were as festive. It is some Pada Pada as well as other dance styles. Yeah, I heard about that. Don't they have Night of Fire on there? I think it's pretty cool. Oh, I know why it's doing that. So, the microphone stand is right there, and whenever I'm behind it, it does it. Hello, Dr. Dreads. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. What was I on about? Yeah. So, yeah, I heard that game has it. Right. Yeah, I'm doing more with like tracking and things like that. I'm really excited. I'm excited for what the year ahead has. Like, we're already doing such fun things now. I have never had so much fun streaming. Like, please don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it before. When I was just sharing my Eurobeat work, that was great. I'm still gonna do that. Does the model have any other outfits other than just the bunny suit? Yes, but I'm not gonna show them now because, well, my legs are prone to flailing in this mode, and the other two have skirts on. Whereas this one, well, things are a little bit more free. Yeah, I digress. So, yeah, I do have other models. We do our best out here, I guess. Yeah, we do what we can. Besides, I kind of like me as a bunny girl. I think it's cute. I mean, I know there's fans of Gothesy, there's fans of the OG, like the red dress. Do you like me as a bunny girl? You don't have to say yes, but you can. Night of Fire. Yesterday can't stop falling in love. I was falling in love. Still in my heart. Super Samurai. And my only shining star. That is a balance of the Konami licenses with Avex, yeah? You're a fan of yes. Oh, I know which one you're a fan of, kitten. That's all good. I have so much fun teasing. I'm sorry. Right. I keep pacing. I'm sorry. I'm actually a lot more kinetic than I give myself credit for, which makes sense because, you know, bunny. Aw, look at you two key smashing. Cute. Oh, you're adorable. I like you as whatever you choose to wear because you're too sweet. Thank you. Aw. You gonna get an outfit like that one you just received? Yes. Wait, an outfit like the one I just received. So, you mean the black dress? They're right here. Eurobeat is literally controlling each other. Yes. Yeah, y'all are so sweet, thank you. I forgot what I was on about. Lack of dopamine strikes again. Completely forgot about Twitch until I was listening to my likes on Spotify and Reprise came on. I was like, dang, I should see one of her streams one of these days. I'm so glad that you did. Honestly, I'm still doing weekdays at 2 p.m. Pacific, and I'm still doing music stuff, but I'm also doing, especially this month, I have a really big variety of things that I'm doing lately. Tomorrow, what am I doing tomorrow? I forgot what I'm doing tomorrow. Oh, right. Tomorrow, I need to update the text up top because I need to point you all to Marshmallow because I'll be doing, for the first little bit, I'll be doing Truth or Spin, where if I don't answer the question honestly, obviously the question needs to be, appropriate, not something that breaks NDA or gets too personal or, those funny digits on my credit card. If I don't answer that, then I spin. Then, actually, this is a fairly new development. Later that day, I'll be joining a few other VTubers and streamers for some Lethal Company, which I don't think I've streamed it on my end. I've been part of other people's streams, like I've joined Hypno Twist, I've joined DJ Cat, I've joined a few others in streaming, streaming Lethal Company. I still need to figure out if I will be streaming my end of Lethal Company. I'm gonna move that down so I can kind of move around a little bit more so it tracks my face a little better. I wonder if I should move this actually like up here. Come on now. There we go. Well, legs don't like that. Maybe there. I'm loving my time here, but it's already 1 a.m. and I have a full day of technical training tomorrow. I'm not leaving. No worries, Jade. Jade, please take good care of yourself, okay? I am so glad that you could pop in, but I'm gonna put this back up to mouth level. We do have a phrase here. One that I've been saying for years, like even before I came out. Do what you gotta. These streams will be here. If you have a full day of training yourself and you need to get some rest or something, please take good care of yourself. I'll be here. This is my day job. I'll be here tomorrow. I'll be here the next day. When I'm not gonna be here on weekends. That's a different thing. But please take good care of yourself. The black dress with the holes. Yeah, I do have that. Recorded my first time playing just so I had it on record. Is that right? I'm gonna have a sip of drink before I go too much further. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be Truth or Spin and then Lethal Company. And then Friday I'm actually gonna be doing Fireplace Storytime. It's not quite ASMR, but I want to do something. I'm gonna move the mic up again. I want to do something a little bit more easygoing, a little more quiet, calm, intimate. Something soft that you could enjoy this time of year. So here's the thing. ASMR has a specific setting. That has more to do with a specific set of senses. That's why some people brand their streams as soft talking versus stuff like ear cuppies or ear licking. or you know, heartbeat, or even playing with certain sounds. I have a friend that actually is really blowing up with ASMR stuff. She used to stream a bit more League, a little bit more Genshin, but ASMR has really been blowing up for her. And actually, I think she might be. She's ramping up for some cool stuff pretty soon. If you don't already follow Alue VTuber, my question earlier was about you getting a model up. Oh, thinking is hard. Get somebody else to do it. Oh my gosh. Probably not that dress. Unless that becomes such an important part of me that it becomes a staple. There are other outfits I can think of that I'd rather have done first. I'm so sorry. I wish that I had remembered that. Hello, Arkine! It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. Yeah. Hope you're all doing well. Right. Sound like one of the girls from Class of '09. I haven't seen Class of '09, but I do have that, like, oh my gosh, that's just, what's that even about? Oh my gosh. Do you hear that, that Odyssey girl? She does, like, what? Like, it's like Nightcore, right? It's like Nightcore. Yeah, Valley Girl. It's Valley Girl. Oh my gosh, Becky. Oh my gosh. Did you see who I saw at Starbucks? Sorry. My coping mechanisms. What were we on about? Right. Yeah, I've been having so much fun streaming lately. Streaming every day at least once. Yeah, I forgot that Valley Girl does that for you. It Girl. Ah, I see. Yeah, I don't know. I forget that Valley Girl is like a type for people. Is that like a thing for you? Like me being a little bit ditzy? Just a little bit like, oh my gosh. Yes. I don't know. I am often surprised at the things that my, with which my chat will resonate. For instance, I didn't really see myself as very gothy, like super into goth stuff, but as I started posting pictures of, oh, Vermouth, happy St. Nicholas of Myra Day. Instead of an orange and a shoe, how about a sticker pack? Hey, and it's a giveaway. Hit !enter to enter. You could win a pack of stickers. Yo, Vermouth, thank you so much for that. Y'all, once this is done, be sure to thank Vermouth for gifting those stickers, because that is basically a gift. Thank you so very, very much. Yeah. Yeah, I think it has to be in all caps. Can I sit down for a second? Yeah, I feel like, sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. I'm often surprised at what resonates with you all. Because, like, it's not like I mind being, you know, wearing goth things, but y'all reacted to that in such a positive way. It's like, yeah? Goth? Me? Gothsy? Hey! And Zane Sam with the win! Can we get some love in the chat for Vermouth Olive for setting that up in the first place? And Zeta-san, congratulations! Click that link in the chat and you get to win. Yay! I have to actually dance now. God, anything is your weakness. Yeah. Yeah. I don't wear a lot of goth usually, but people like it on me, so that I like how I look in it, so I do it. So with stuff like Valley Girl or you know, certain side fashions that they're not even side fashions, they're their own thing, like certain fashions that are not how I would go to right away. I'm kind of curious about it, actually. I don't mind hearing about it. It's like, okay, try that. And there's the pack. Great. Your weakness is women and men and NBs. Hot people hot, basically. I kind of feel that, actually. It's at a point, actually. I'm not going to spend too long on this. I feel like I might be oversharing, but part of my figuring out myself is figuring out if it is genuine attraction or if I just like attention. I think of buying those stickers if I didn't win, but it worked out. Yeah, awesome, Zeta. And I hope you enjoy the stickers. I may not keep Fourth Wall for too long. I do know there are plans. My management has found a pretty fantastic manufacturing group. Uranus is a shy librarian girl that is aggressively into Warhammer 40k. Ooh, okay. I wonder how well I could emulate that kind of character. You know what? I want to try it. All right, let me see. Bring the microphone down here. You like dudes? Dudes are hot. I still want Chris Evans to split me like the log. James, I'm so sorry. I can't actually wink from here. It doesn't actually track my blinking. So, yeah, okay, let me see. The shy librarian that's aggressively into Warhammer 40k. Right. Oh, hello. Can I help you? Oh, that's not a book that we have here. Why would you not ask me about... Oh. Is that from the new expansion? I don't know how to do the rest from there. I don't know anything about Warhammer. Alright, let me put that back. I'm gonna look a little sus for a second. Bear with me, please. Did that flip over the other way or something? What the heck? Alright, put that up a bit, to about mouth level. This really got shifted, didn't it? Oh, I think I put it in the wrong way. There we go. Alright. There. Yeah. I didn't do as good of a job as I thought I would, but, you know, can't know until you try and practice. Yeah, no, I just like attention these days. Just reminds you. Does it now? Chris Evans is wearing all height. Oh no. How do girls get boobs? I want some. I am actively taking Skittles for that. How am I doing now? Christian, I am doing fantastic. How about yourself? I have been doing a lot of standing up, but I'm actually really enjoying this compared to sitting down. Don't get me wrong, there will still be streams where I sit down and talk, but you like Skittles for that? That's hard. Yeah. Makes your heart go brrr. Yeah, okay, hearing someone get really passionate about that subject, I do like that. Can't believe you would do this to me, but I cannot complain at all. Aw, thank you. I'm glad that I did good. The Eurobeat lecture one, don't tempt me. I will. That's the thing with that too. I know that my releases have not been very frequent lately. That's for two reasons. Three reasons really. One, a lot of my work has been client work. Stuff like Night Cover with Matara Khan and other things that I'm not going to talk about right now. Two, I have been really enjoying putting my effort into streaming lately. Don't get me wrong, I am a Eurobeat VTuber. I am a Eurobeat creator first and a streamer and VTuber later. Three, even outside of my own production, the scale of things that are on the horizon, even now, I used to speak to you asking for patience for what's ahead. Now, I ask for you to believe what you'll see soon. I'm sure people have already said this, but the 3D full body tracking stuff, isn't it just? I never thought that this kind of level of tracking would be free. I mean, there's some amount of scuff to it. Like, if I walk too far one way, or like get just to the edge or something, well, I'm literally not moving, but my legs are starting to dance. Don't even trip. I'm not gonna dip completely because you don't post. That's the thing. That's kind of what the system rewards. But that's the sort of the third thing. I am struggling to wrap my head around some of the. Oh, hello. My hand got in a weird spot there. I'm trying to wrap my head around the opportunities that the opportunities that are coming my way. I can't say anything, but the extent of what the seeds that have been planted, even just in the middle of this year, so many hearts! Wait! How do I get out of here? Okay. Oh, okay. Don't know if I asked this, but Wild Hytham specifically, Leaf Daddy. Leaf Daddy has a great voice and a little bit commanding and a physique. Hytham is just really, really hot. And yeah, he I don't play Genshin anymore, and just he's Leaf Daddy. Leaf Daddy. Smash like if you agree. I'd rather Hytham just smash me, you know. Whoop, that was out loud. Ooh, woo. It's a yeah, Hytham is a Genshin. So that's the deal with yeah, honestly, I deserve that. Audie's spilling the tea. Listen. I mean, you have been listening, good. But look, I was so pure for so many years. And I on a more serious level, I didn't really know what it felt like to be okay with like attraction and sexuality for a long time. A lot of my crushes is Odyssey, bi or pan. I'm kind of figuring that out type 2, actually. I'm not well enough versed in my own attractions to where I'd be able to say for sure. I have had interest in both. But sorry, not even both. Just like I've had interest in all. Wow, that was awful of me. Like I think my words are failing me right now. I am so sorry. I have had interest in and interest from guys, gals, NBs, just everyone really. And I don't thanks for the headpats. I'm not used to myself. Pure and wholesome until the tag team duo of Hytham and Chris the Log Splitter Evans chains out. Listen, I've been spicy beforehand. I just wasn't able to express it. Here's the thing. In short, and I do try not to get too far into this kind of subject, because I know some of y'all are here for Eurobeat or for bluntly titty. I only really became comfortable with the me that people could be interested in after I came out. After I embraced myself as a woman. Otherwise it was just like, wait, no, you're not, like, you're into the wrong one. I'm not giving you the right one. Like, this doesn't work. What is titty? I'm a visual learner. These. So I'm not used to enjoying that kind of attention. I'm not used to flirting or being flirted with in a way that felt comfortable. And now that I have that, I'm kind of enjoying it. It's comfortable and fun and exciting. And that's the thing. I'm wondering how much of it is just liking attention and how much of it is I am interested in the other party. I don't know. And the thing is, hot people are hot. Hot people are hot. Masks are hot. Femmes are hot. NBs and every part of the spectrum. Hot people are hot. And it sounds redundant, but learning what I am attracted to and what I'm interested in has been an adventure. It is coming at a time when I'm dealing with some trust issues. It's so weird to actually like seeing a reflection and trying to express yourself once you understand who you are. Exactly. Now that I'm a version of myself that I want people to flirt with, people are flirting with it. And I am flirting back. And it's fun. I've been casually soft-doming chat. If you told me that I'd be doing that 3 or 4 years ago, I would call you bonkers. I would be like, you're full of it. There's no way. But sure enough, I hop on here, chat goes high, and I go, you know, good kitten, and people key smash, and it's fun. But you know, to some extent, I'm also trying to make sure that I'm being respectful with it too. That's been me lately, and it's absolutely crazy. I'm glad that you get it. See myself in the mirror for the first time made me cry when it's the real me. That's been a thing too. Sorry, you know what? We're playing a feud. We're going this way. It's not that I didn't see myself before, but I'm seeing a me I like. I'm seeing a me with a fashion sense. I'm seeing a me putting myself together in a way that I look at myself like, yeah, look at me go. I am hot today. Dang. Look, I am pretty today. Like, that happens now. There are times when I looked sharp when I had to present masculine, sure. But I wasn't as into it by a long shot. And it's fun. I'm on a roll with tangents today. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I love that you're getting more out of your comfort zone. You're getting spicy with us. Actually, that is my comfort zone. Now that I can be comfortable with you, I can share that. I'm gonna be real with you. And mind you, I did not grow in the kind of religious upbringing that said like, oh, sex is a sin. Like if you even think about sex, you're going to hell. It's like, it was more like, yeah, sex is a thing that you say for this, but like, go on dates. Bring home potential suitors. Like that was not a thing that was imposed on me. I found myself putting it on myself. The sense that that at the time my attraction was not just wrong, but actively bad. And there were some other things that fed into it. I won't spend too much time here. I'm sorry. I know we got real heavy real quick. But I was very uncomfortable with myself, and the idea of someone being attracted to me, I would attribute that to me misleading them, me somehow wanting something bad about myself, or like the fact that I would make requests of other people in that way was abhorrent. The idea of wanting something erotic from another person felt actively malicious. And again, oh yeah, hydrate. That was 37 minutes ago. And mind you, again, this was not, that's the thing, it wasn't even that. It wasn't even that. The level that I was keeping myself from was worse. I wasn't even really allowing myself to date. My first girlfriend was someone who had such patience with me, although the thing was like, we're now besties. Me and my ex are me and my ex are besties. We're actually on really good terms with each other now, and I'm so glad that we have a healthy friend relationship. Something about that was she was so interested in a relationship with me that she waited as long as it took. Would be like, all right, I'll wait until you're feeling it. I'll wait until, you know, we're closer friends and we're trying this and that and whatever before that. And over time, I did say yes, and we tried things out, and that ended up not working out. There was a lot that went into that. We both had growing to do, and grow we did, by the way. Aw, Jade, thank you. So it took someone actively being like, no, I am attracted to you. I want to do things with you. I am interested in you in a good, healthy way. It took someone actively, like, really going out of the way to really slug it into my head. And then, of course, coming out, that helped. Like, I was able to actually wrap my head around it, because now I was a version of myself that I wanted people, that I wanted to share with the world, whether it was romantically or just personally, or it's not that I couldn't be loved. It's that certain kinds of love would be forbidden. I had plenty of friends, still do. I had plenty of family members, still do. It was more like a romantic or sexual interest would have been unethical. And again, this was not a religious thing. That was not a thing that was put on me by like my upbringing or even my own choice of faith at the time. It was more like I think it was just intense dysphoria. And now it's just like, wait, I like flirting. I like this. I like what I have with people. Did not find myself until I was 25, so you never know. I kind of feel that, Gamer Boy. I have known for a long time, and I tried to write it off for a very long time too. Like, also, I know I'm spending a lot of time on this very personal tangent. We can change the subject if need be. Left to my own devices, I will just overshare. So I knew since I was a kid. Zelda, good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. I'm oversharing. But I knew for ever since I was a very young kid. To put it in perspective, as soon as I was old enough to dress myself, I rocked my sister's princess dress more than she did. It was more like a love that never was. I get the reference there, but given what that song was about, no. Sam, I knew how it feels to deny yourself when you don't know. Yeah. I'm gonna move the microphone actually a little bit over here so I can get a little closer to you. Excuse me. Wow. Thoughts on the GTA trailer? If anyone has seen it, I saw it. It looks like a GTA game. It looks good. It looks fun. Looks like they did their research on Florida. Excuse me. So I had things that I could write it off as. I used to be just like, oh, everyone thinks that way, which that's not true at all. Oh, it's just a. I'm gonna be real with you. We're all 18 here, right? It's just a fetish. It's just a kink. I have just something that's wrong with my brain that makes me interested in that, and I'll get over it. Or oh, it's just a bug in my system. If I spend enough time being part of the leadership of the youth group at church, if I spend enough time praying about it, if I spend enough time focusing on other things, working on my development as a person outside of gender, that it would go away. My experiences with God are between me and whatever God may be. I noticed silence from that end whenever that came up. How do I say? I grew up in a general Christian perspective, but I feel like a surprisingly healthier one than a lot of people tend to be brought up with. Less of a ask questions, you'll get hit on the head, how dare you ask questions. It was ask and you will receive. Knock and the door will be open to you. So I did my research. I asked questions. I went around asking the tough ones. I have books in my bookshelf about like reasonable defenses for the notion of a this, that, whatever. I got into the logic, into apologetics in some cases. I knew that stuff like the back of my hand, and it just wouldn't go away. At one point, when I moved into a place by myself, I fought it before, and oh, thanks for the headphones. I had fought it before, but there was a couple of points. One was at my parents' house, and a lesser one was at my house at the time. It became very apparent to me that, for the sake of my continued existence, I needed to put it on the table. Not just the idea that I might be a woman, but the idea that I might need to transition. The notion that I might actually be legitimately transgender. I lived in a toxic masculinity type home until I was, I think, 18, and it was not easy to find myself afterwards. That is such a hard thing to get yourself out of, too. And before I go any further, we're getting into heavy territory here. Chat, if we need to change the subject, please let me know. I don't want to make any of you uncomfortable. I don't want to overshare. This is something I'm passionate about, but I also want to make sure that we're still having a good time. Um, uh, I'm actually, I could keep going, but, I do want to keep, a finger on the pulse to make sure that we're all still good. At this point, everyone who's here is listening. Fair enough. Okay. I wanted to at least do my due diligence there. Um, thank you. Um, I remember how I went about it. I remember thinking at the time, um, that I needed to have my transness be defensible. That if I was going to be, if you, I know you feel like you're oversharing, but for me, it's like more like people are never really talking about their negative experiences or struggles anymore, which lead me to feel alone in a lot of my life. So I think it's great you were able to share stuff like that. Thank you, Jade. One thing that I have always tried to do since day one of like streaming anything or making content is authenticity. My sibling was also not allowing of it, but that's why I love my mom, because she slightly always knew deep down. When I told her, she just asked, "So what do you want me to call you?" Aww, humor. That's really sweet. And I do have good things about my own family experience with that, but I'll get to that in a bit. I guess at this point I'm just summing up my coming out experience. So I relate way too much to a lot of this. I'm so sorry both had to deal with a lot of this, but proud and happy of us for getting to this point. Right? Isn't it amazing that we got here? I really didn't know if we would. I remember preparing for the worst. I remember in terms of coming out to my parents that the idea was I thought that I had to have a bulletproof defense. A notion that I would be that it was ethical, that it was not a denial of spiritual growth, and that I was of sound mind. Basically, I went to I thought about it too. I tried to see people that would challenge me instead of just yes girling me about doing it, just like challenging me. It's like, here's this thing that you're reading in scripture. Are you sure that's it? Or we're going to someone, it's like, here's a possible mental situation that you might have that might get in the way of that. So I went to, I found a Christian counselor, very well, certified in her field. And I go, look, do not make this easy for me. Here's what I'm going through. Run what I'm telling you through scripture, and then tell me what I need to hear. I was mentally evaluated before. It's like, you're trans, you need a transition. And then I'm going here. It's like, okay, if anyone's gonna run me through the ringer, it's gonna be the Christian counselor, because we're not just dealing with mental capacity, we're dealing with scripture, we're dealing with not just my own issues, but how they're being held to a standard outside of myself. And her verdict was, you're trans, you need a transition. I'm like, well, makes sense. And even after that, I kind of battled myself, figuring out, like, if at the time I was a bit more active in my faith. I will say that right now, God and I are kind of battling it out. I'm not completely away from the idea that that's a thing, just I need space. But I learned about how, that is still theologically compatible, and some of the, and it even leaned a little bit into some of the junk arguments that we get. Oh, God doesn't make mistakes. Well, I mean, I was most certainly a mistake. So, how does that work? Less in the sense that I was trans, more in the sense that I was not planned. That's different. I'm sorry, that was a really rough joke on my end. More just like, how do I say? I put in a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of effort to defend my own coming out, to have it ready, to, in the worst case scenario, I had to plan for the possibility that my family would not want me. I'd come out to my sister. I had, I almost want to bring the microphone with me. You know what, I'm gonna do that. Pop it out. Right, it's not gonna go too far. I Actually, I wonder if it's like crackling or something. I'm sorry. I probably got to be careful with it. I'm gonna put it back. Immediate regret. And over time, you know, I'd come out to my sister. She was excited. She was a little upset that I hadn't told her sooner. She's also apparently upset that my legs looked better and things. That's not true. She has fantastic legs. That's a different story. It was more like, oh, actually prepared for the worst reaction from my mom when I came out to her. I already prepared my words. Oh, thank you for the headpats. And then she told me that she doesn't mind. I just need to tell her that I'm bringing a girlfriend or boyfriend home. I'm so happy. We hug each other. Don't need to worry, and that she'll always love me no matter what. Christian, that is such fantastic news. My general story does have a happy ending. I remember I told my sister, we planned, actually, she was my resource in coming out to the rest of my family. And turned out that the day that I was there, it was, oh, thank you for more headpats. There was, you know, my parents, my brother and his, were they married at the time? I'll think for headpats. I think it was, yeah, I had to be, so many headpats a day. So, Ezzy, here's the thing with that, like, sorry. Personally good notice, okay, this is a lot of discussion. Thank you for the headpats. I'll finish the story of sort of how things went with family. So she and I prepared that day. The notion of like, if it goes this way, we'll have this. If it goes this way, we'll have this. And if things really go bad, we have an exit plan. So we went in preparing for the worst. I chose a moment. And I went into things. I told them who I was. I told them my name. And they said, okay. I believe my dad even said, we kind of figured. And they made it clear to me that there would still be some questions, some things to figure out, but that they loved me. That it didn't change. Actually, my parents are great. I'm not like about to cry for the record. I'm pausing for the words. The scary thing, and for those who may not be going through an experience like this anytime soon, there's a scary reality for people who are gender nonconforming. Oh, why is my hair stuck in my neck? There is a fear for folks that are gender nonconforming that families and parents. Why is my arm doing that? Hey, I'm not doing that kind of boogie. Time for me to head back to work. Hope you're having great. Arkines, bless and thank you for popping in. What? My leg is not doing that. So, the sad reality about being gender nonconforming nowadays is the chances of being not just disowned, but antagonized by your family is non-zero. In fact, depending on where you are, just the general zeitgeist of the area or who you know in that town, the chances could even be higher. And while I knew on some level that my parents' love was unconditional, I did have to be ready for the potential that that could happen. Agreed, it's okay to cry if you need to, even if it's just to let out frustration. That's the weird thing. I'm actually not really stressed right now. I'm just I'm in a weird, like, reflective mood. What am I on about? I feel like this is becoming my phrase lately. What am I on about? And a few months after that, I came out on stream. I imagine some of you might have... Huh? Leighton, what? Did you... What? What? Hold on. Well, that's a post. Okay, Leighton, thank you for 20. Oh my gosh, put some love in the chat for Leighton Logic. Thank you so much. That is... I would not have expected that. Meme post. Get down. Sorry. Right. So, thank you for that. Yeah. Can we get some love in the chat for like, I forgot to put it back on the other thing. Here's another pose for you. Woo! Looks like I'm jumping over a fence or something. Right. I'm just gonna stand again. I don't need to sit. Here's the thing. Even with Twitch, I knew that at the time I was still camera streaming. Told my mom while we were on a lazy river, I was scared, but decided in the moment that it needed to happen. Wishing Seal, thank you so much for the follow in the stream. It is great to have you here. I am glitching in place. I am Odyssey of Odyssey Eurobeat. My music has been featured in Super Eurobeat, Initial D, DDR, and Matara Khan of Shoujo. And it is great to have you here. I'm oversharing. But it is great to have you. I hope you're having a fantastic afternoon, evening, time zone. You're lucky to have that positive experience when so many... Exactly. That's the thing. I was so ready for the worst. And the thing is, and to some extent, I'm still kind of scared of it. I keep getting the best. I came out on Twitch and I was ready for people to just go for it. Just whatever possible thing they could do to end me. I was ready for hate raids. I was ready for responses on socials. I had buttons ready to freeze everything. I was ready to approach the world, fists, throwing fists, ready for whatever. And people were cheering. 1/3 of the reactions were surprised. 1/3 of the reactions were extremely enthusiastic. And another third were like, girl, about time. We've been waiting for this. I broke when I told people and I was not in a good place, but one hug from my mom and help like no other. That makes sense though, gamer boy. It's good to be prepared, but I'm glad you had a good response. Honestly, I'm still blown away by it. Even with extended family on my mom's side, it's my understanding that elsewhere it was not as well received, but they didn't really go out of their way to make it a problem. So I understand I don't owe the world anything. I really don't. I don't owe the world hyperfemininity. I don't owe the world passing. I don't owe the world anything. I really don't. But for my own sake, for myself, I like being more feminine. I like having a feminine voice, I like having a feminine body. For my own sake, I like to communicate to myself. And on some level for me, I liked the idea of making it easy enough for people to at least be like, for the world to just be like, he's trying, whatever. Even with my extended family, I was worried. But in practically no time, I was just swooped on in. Just the little routines that we have for, the ladies of the family do this, the gentlemen of the family do this. It was just, there you go. And it worked out. It worked. I didn't try to be confrontational about how I presented myself, but I also didn't necessarily hold back. I wasn't bully moding in front of anyone. I wore dresses. I put myself together. I didn't always look good, but I did make that effort. And this is not to say that any of you should have to do that. Your validity is not based on what other people think of you. That said, I do think that helped my family wrap their heads around, oh, this is the same person we knew and loved, just more confident and more boob. So, the funny part was that she made a blanket before I was even born. It was a rainbow blanket. It was knitted, so it took long for her to make it. Aww. I had a couple of crocheted blankets from my mom over the years. I like it should be enough reason for anyone, and hopefully we get there someday. Yeah. I remember having to ask myself for more questions about that, but it's been fascinating. Boy, money at work for economic reasons. I feel that, Jade. I will put it this way. Part of why I'm so grateful, that making music, that streaming, that this is my day job. Oh, hang on, I'll be right back. Getting my shoes on. I'm probably still scared of stepping out of the closet to the rest of the world since I'm not happy with myself and I tend to stare into the proverbial void. Politics, while it does show the worst case scenario, it's somewhat relevant being in Texas and one extended family member being, oh, Celine. I remember people used to use the original Discord on /poll, so, I kind of get that. I hope that you'll be safe. Okay, I forget that it doesn't track my hands when I do that. I'm so aware that my story is extremely rare. I am so incredibly lucky. And it's hard for me to wrap my head around how lucky I am with all that. My immediate family could have rejected me. My extended family could have rejected me. The internet could have just utterly destroyed me and then gone after my family for it. Making this my living could have not worked out. But it did. It doesn't always work out, but for some reason, it did for me. And I'm not in much of a place to question it. But I do appreciate the absolute hell out of it. And it's a big reason why I'm so grateful. Some of you may not know this, but... Okay, my hand, please. Track the hand, thank you. Some of you may not know this, but in like 2018, late 2018, I was back on the job hunt. And then about 2019, I made the decision to try doing music work full-time until I could get like a proper day job. And then I decided to do it full-time, just period. And this was right before COVID. So it worked out. And the thing with that is, if I didn't make that work, I'd probably still be on the job market. And with that, I would probably be interviewing for jobs as a trans woman. And welcome back, Zeta. Welcome back. It's good to see you. It's not letting me wave at you very well. I'll wrap it up here. Even here in the Bay Area, that's not necessarily a guarantee. It's not some get into a job free card. In fact, it's still the opposite. Even here, it's just slightly less. There's more things that protect you from the more blatant cases of it. So the fact that I don't have to go through that, the job hunt was hard enough for presenting cis me. Part of why I'm so grateful for doing this for a living is because I don't think I'd make it if I had to go back into that. Thankfully, my dad has been the most supportive of my immediate family while still skeptical about my fears and feeling like I need a plan to get out of here if things go poorly. He's supportive and agrees with us trying to plan at least a little. Celine, that is huge. Also, while no job experience and now transitioning, so can't wait for that issue. Here's the thing, and something that I'm prone to a certain amount of catastrophizing. In fact, at some point this week, I need to make an appointment to, hello? What is it doing with my feet? At some point this week, I need to take care of something for that set of appointments. It helps to have that kind of plan. Do you think doing music full-time played a part in publicly transitioning? Yes. Here's the thing, Abrathil. I'll say hello. The thing is, I was a public figure. I was already kind of a public figure. You know, I was Ken Blast of Super Eurobeat and Initial D. I was Odyssey Eurobeat. I was Eurobeat Brony. I was doing live shows. Any amount of that would require seeing me. And if I was transitioning, I'd be in the public eye. Not as much as I am now. Oof, I think my camera's really throwing a fit. Oh, you know what it is? It's the lighting. I wonder if I can, hold on. A little bit of light. Oh. Miss Eurobeat. Basically, yeah. Well, that actually helped a lot. I think I was just running out of light. Thank you for the headbats. how am I gonna say this? My existence is in the public sector. Wow, that really helped the tracking actually. Thank you for more head pats. I'm in the public sector. I'm a public figure. So at some point it would be visible. Hydrate, that I can do. Thank you for more head pats. So, doing music full time would require that people know, because part of it, not just for marketing purposes or whatever, because people would be using my likeness, but also because even then I knew, even back then when I barely put myself into anything, I knew that how I look and how I present myself to the world was part of what I do. Even back then, when I would barely let myself be part of what I'm doing, I knew that was an element of what I brought. Really improved the tracking a lot. So on some level, especially as a streamer at the time, especially as someone who was showing my face a little bit more, I knew that I would have to at some point. And it's a big reason why I chose to come out not just live on Twitch, but on Twitter as well. Might as well get it out of the way, right? Might as well just pull that Band-Aid off while it's happening. I'm certain your public personas made life materially better for so many folks you'll never meet. That is quite a thought. It's quite a concept. While I try to make what I do generally good, the notion of those elements of what I do being a big deal is still something that I struggle with. I tested the waters of the TV show to see if my mom would still accept me, and the way she watched the show showed me that she would. The Owl House. See, that is a relief, because I remember before I came out, some family members actually made jokes and transphobic references. I remember one of my uncles laughed about how someone could identify as one thing or another. Actually that uncle chilled out considerably after I came out. Sorry, I'm playing with my hair. I'll say this. Depending on the person, yeah, testing the waters can be helpful, but sometimes you also see a person's true colors when they're presented with the reality of it. For instance, my mom had experiences with a trans classmate, and she didn't handle that as graciously as she might have thought at the time. But when it came to me, now that's a reality that she cannot escape. That is a reality that she could not sweep under the rug or have different opinions about and have it vanish. Not to say that was her approach to things, but with this, she now knew a trans person in her life. Just there was no way around it. That's not someone that she can no longer know, because everyone else would, there'd be questions. Why did you disown your daughter? Why did you that? She didn't do that, for the record, but like, in terms of testing the waters, sometimes people step up. Sometimes people are like, you know what? This is a time. This is a moment to do better, to learn something. And learn, she did. She did her research. She took care of things. She started changing her language. I was transphobic and very conservative myself before I started. I was a painful kind of like, oh gosh. The me that I was in like high school, middle and high school, good Lord. Okay, you learn to love yourself and the you that got you to where you are. There are times in my life where I'd love to find like younger me. 9/10 of the time I want to go, listen, you're gonna be okay. You get through this. You're gonna be all right. And then there's 1/10 where it's like, ow, my arm. Yeah, pardon my French, but there were times when younger me was a little shit, especially about things like gender and sexuality and things like that. I was not always a decent human being. There are some things that I look back on and shiver. I'll put it another way. I'm very glad that people do, in time, learn compassion. I had to learn it myself. And I realized, of course, that at the time I denied that kind of thing, not just because it was in vogue for people of my faith or political perspective to do so, but because if I acknowledged that they were right about something, I'd have to confront it in myself. And I was not mature enough to do that. I used to be Quartz Ninja. Thank you so much for the follow on the stream. It is great to have you here. I am Odyssey of Odyssey Eurobeat. My work has been featured in Super Eurobeat, Initial D, DDR, and Matara Kanavi Shoujo. I'm almost done oversharing. It's been almost 3 hours. It is great to have you here. Hope you're doing well today. We just wanted offender, DAW users. We just wanted oh, Shinon. That is spicy but good. Also, hello. I hope you're doing very well today. Yeah, no, younger me was very much, burying the denial in things like, ah, yes, I have won the argument. I am so right. Ooh, oh gosh. I feel like if I was born later, I probably would have been like an incel or something. Like I was en route for some rough stuff. Ooh, that would have been bad. As they say, denial isn't just a river in Egypt. Exactly, yeah. I really do feel like we learn compassion. It takes being open to it. And, it does come with maturity, with age, with time. But there comes a point where being right about something, quote unquote, winning an argument is not as important. Joshua, followed by a bunch of numbers. Thank you so much for the follow on the stream. It is great to have you here. I am Odyssey of Odyssey Eurobeat. My work has been featured in Super Eurobeat, Initial D, DDR, and Matara Kanavi Shoujo. Adi, I owe a lot of the stuff you do in the community. You took a young, confused teenager and gave me a space to work through my feelings. You showed me what being trans could be joyful. I could actually... Amaze me. I'm really glad that it could be that positive for you. Trying to find the words actually. One thing I will say is part of why I transitioned was for my happiness. If at any point I decide, even now, if at any point I decide I'd be happier if I stopped, I'll stop where I am. But that hasn't happened yet. And I wanted this to be a thing about joy. That who I really am is this bright, happier being than I knew. And for what I've done, any of that, to have been a positive influence on you and your discovery, I'm honored. Dang, you know it's getting heavy when I stop moving as much. Sorry. Yeah, we're getting real heavy here. Sorry. The first time I've seen trans person or character was from a video game Blaze Blue. Sorry. My Natsuman. It was something I mocked and questioned, but now I know better not to do that. Oof. No, I feel that. Not my egg ass being into Ranma and half. Inexplicably. Yeah, I was real into that kind of media. So for some reason, I was always drawn to that. Oh, it's so stupid. I used to look up, like, every once in a blue moon, I would look up, like, media where like, I'll be blunt, I just looked up, like, gender transformation. I looked up, like, guy turned into girl. Really terrible, just media. And back then, you got, like, a mixed range of media. Yeah, it's having a resurgence. It really is. And, like, I'm loving some of what's coming out of that too. Just, I love the Ranma resurgence, the Ranma-sans, if you will. There was Celine. And here's the thing, a lot of that material too back then, there were two kinds, and I've joked about this before. There are two kinds of trans fiction or trans, like, captions and media. One was, hold on, get the hair out of my chest there. One was stuff like, Kimiko waved at the train as it left, and with it, any traces of her old life. She thought she would miss it for a second, but would she really? She giggled to herself and thought of the experiences of the past month, especially the last couple of nights. She blushed to herself and ran down the road towards her new life. The other kind was one day Billy McBeef Dude was the doodliest dude that ever duded until he was zaped! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, one part. Bites a clock was rad! Into slutty slut bibmo! I must sook te cokes, comma, question mark. She said. It was so bad. It was like, it was not just ethically sketchy with a lot of the stuff they'd include in there, like from having shame be a part of gender expression to straight up racism and sexism and all kinds of awful things, phobias and hate. It was not good. It was just not good fiction. So, yeah, it really has. To put it in perspective, I'm gonna be real with you. If folks like the Transform Mistress or Cosmic Cosmo had been out beforehand, like during my time, I probably would have come out sooner. Isn't it really funny how I was butthurt, a child being like, well, I'm a guy and I like MLP. Oh, yeah, that. I remember there was briefly concern with me being into the show. Not because, not necessarily because I liked something feminine, but because there was concern that it would influence me. And no, that just appealed to that. There's so many trans people, so I gotta ask for reference. How often do you remind yourself when you transition you're not actually an entirely different person? Jade, I used to, okay. I'm gonna adjust something on my screen real quick. And then I will get into how I used to deal with this. I have a couple of things to work on when I get done with this. Okay, I need to turn off flux real quick, or at least disable it for now. Okay, I won't spend too long on this. I know that this is not everyone's subject. I used to think of, and actually a few friends can attest to this. For a little while, I saw my old self as a different person. The idea that I could assign all of my worst traits to the old me and then just throw them away was very appealing to me. I would often indulge myself, like, let me rephrase that. I would often dream up little fantasy scenarios of ways that I would dispose of the old me in various fantasy settings. One involved a download bar where it would fill up, you know, at 0% it was the old me and 100% it was the new me. And other ones where, bluntly, where the old me was just a part of my brain that eventually got screwed out. That was a wild one. Things like that. And it helped for a little bit because I had a lot of self-hatred. And the ability to be a version of myself that I loved took the edge off. But over time, I had to go back and realize I'm not a completely different person. There are parts of me that are completely different now. Mentally, emotionally, some things physically. But who I am didn't wholeheartedly change. It improved, but it built from a core. And the things about myself that I didn't like, some of those things did change because I was finally a version of myself that I could love, and with that I could address those things and work on those things, and I'm still doing that now. I had to come back around and show the old me some love. I had to confront the me that wanted to other old me. I'm gonna do something unconventional for the sake of ease of sharing. And I hope this isn't too shocking. Or if it is too much, I'll get to it. All right, I'm gonna hydrate real quick. Hi, Callie. Actually, kind of coincidental timing. we're in the hard stuff today. We're sharing about my experiences. Ah, think of that, Pats. Aw. Often I looked at myself and hated the reflection I saw was everything I hated in one picture, nicely framed. But there was a time when I remember there was no other person that was there for me as much as I, and that there was no one else that worked so hard to make myself happy. Jade, that puts it in very deep perspective. I think, I forget who put it that way for me, but I heard, well, he got you here. Clearly he wanted you here for a reason. Back when I was still othering, hello, hands, please. Back when I was still othering the old me. Hello, leg. I just kind of wish I could toss out my dead name because my brain still has it logged and I don't like it. I have a weird relationship with my dead name. I didn't dislike my dead name, and technically, my dead name could have been used. I could have carried that on. It is mostly masculine assigned, but not entirely. There are cis women with my dead name. But Jessa had an importance to me. That was a name that I chose for myself, and I felt like that encompassed me a little bit better. I guess the way that I saw my old name was, I saw it as like a t-shirt that I loved and expressed me very well. But over time, we grow. We change our figures. Hello, I'm not flipping everyone off. And with that came a necessary change. I outgrew the understanding of me that I had before, and with that, my name with it. It was a lovely name, and it's a weird thing because whenever I hear it now, I don't get super dysphoric about it because, oh, someone called me my dead name. It's like, oh, someone doesn't know who I am now. Someone isn't aware of the me that I've become. And even sometimes when people just get it wrong, that happens. I'm usually just like, you're good, you're fine, you're doing okay. Once in a blue moon, not nearly as much now. Well-meaning people would get it wrong. And just like, you're good, you're clearly doing fine. And they would catch themselves and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And they would leave me be. It's like, you're doing fine. I know you're doing well. You've been putting in the work. I'm the kind of person that'll validate. Kendra Masters. No, I feel that. I tried Kendra. I unironically considered Kendra, like for my actual name. Because Kendra is a really cute name. But I really like Jessa. I really like that for me. So I'm realizing the lighting is having an effect on shadows. With that, there we go. Should be a little better. Oh, thank you. I don't know. By the way, for those who don't, for those of you who are not trans, for those of you who are not gender nonconforming, for the cis folks in chat, I appreciate you listening to me through this. I try not to make every stream about this, but it very much does inform who I am and where I've been, and I need to move the microphone because it's starting to cast a shadow. It does inform things about myself. It informs where I can perform. There are states where I can't perform anymore because there are laws where if I use the bathroom there, I'm going to jail. There are concepts that are easier for me to write about. There are realities. There's a record label that asks me to sing more feminine, and sometimes I can't do it. And there's been some tussles with that. When I was at Indication, everyone else shared such meaningful names, I couldn't bring myself to tell them I named myself after my D&D character. That's fine. Your D&D character has value to you. That is okay. I named myself Jessa because it sounded like the most feminine thing I could think of. Because Jessica didn't quite have the same ring. Also, there's a family member that's named Jessica, and I didn't want to steal that. But Jessa, it's just, for me, it's this, it screams of a bright pink. It resonates with this femininity that I wanted to own. And I don't think I even intended to keep it forever. But yeah, Jessa resonated with me in a way that felt like an apt replacement for... It's weird too, because some of you know my dead name. Some of you are at least aware of it. And for me to say it, I'm actually stopping myself from saying, oh, thank you for the headbats. I'm stopping myself from saying it because I worry that it'll make y'all more uncomfortable with it than I am. It's one of those things where like people know about it, and it's like my birthday. That information is out there. There's ways to do it. Chose Celine because of associations with the moon and my attachment to watching the dub of Sailor Moon back when I was really young. And hearing Celine would have been my middle name if I was a girl. I love that. That is really pretty, actually. Thinking about changing my name, one being non-binary and one being totally femme, but I'm still thinking. There is no rush, Gamer Boy. Not only can you take your time with that, you can change it if you decide that it's not for you. I spent time with Kendra. I spent time with Jessa. Oh, thank you for more headbats. Screw it. I'm gonna. My name is all over a bunch of my older pieces. It is. It really is. I didn't think about it. I remember thinking that I was just gonna get over it. I was just gonna write it off. You know, crediting stuff as T. Stebbins was gonna be fine. You know, nothing wrong with that. Some of that was also unplanned. Some of that was not my decision. I don't know. Words are failing me at the moment. I appreciate those of you who gave me patience when I shed Travis for Jessa. Oh, thank you for the headbutts. You should get rid of the T. I see what you did there. Yeah, oh, thank you for my headbutts. 3 hours still. I am still going. Trying a bunch of names, even if I figured out I'm trying. Yeah, that's the thing, because like picking a name, it's hard. It's really hard, and if you don't have one that already like sticks with you, it's like, well, what would even work? What would even do, right? Because my previous name did a good job of encapsulating me. I liked it. It just didn't fit anymore. So it was just weird like that. Just as drop the T becomes British. No, see, that just made me more American because I dropped it into the harbor. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry. I feel that I spent hours on baby name sites. Right, before I forget, for those who are not gender nonconforming, thank you for bearing with me on this. I know this isn't always your thing, and I know that a lot of you are here for Eurobeat. You're here for fun stream stuff. You're here for big titty anime girl with red hair. I need for more headbats. But it is part of this, and part of what I wanted to do whenever I've done this, like doing any kind of music content, any kind of anything like that, was authenticity. Anyone can do anything out here. You could be a marshmallow person, like Marshmallow. You could be the king of electro. You could do all kinds of other stuff. For me, I'm not really good at a lot of those things. Why not just have it be genuine? Talking about feels with big titty girl with red hair is a top tier experience, honestly. I'm glad. I'm very glad. I'm relieved, actually. Dead Mouse. Dead Mouse. No, sorry. Dead Mouse can not. Yeah, Dead Mouse was disappointing before he was a transphobe. I don't know. I remember. I won't get into it too much because it's a different story, but yeah, Dead Mouse. Dead Mouse was one of those people I really wanted to. No, Daft Punk is fine. Daft Punk is fine. I'm sorry, I don't know whatever wording I used before. Daft Punk is great. Daft Punk is good. Dead Mouse. Dead Mouse is the one that. A man-child that spends time playing with modular synths and thinks that he's better than the world. I took his masterclass, by the way. The only useful part was business. Yeah, Dead Mouse multiple times got basically found using pretty transphobic language. Remember there was that time when he used homophobic slurs and got kicked off of Twitch for a little while. He was also involved with that cringe video that I was in years and years ago. That was back when I still considered myself a fan of him. Oh, leg getting stanky. The thing for me is, I wish that I could be like, I never liked them in the first place. Oh, they were just so bad. I wanted to like Deadmau5. I wanted to like a lot of the people that I've had to let go. Cardinal Sin. That's right. Yeah, that masterclass, I liked the business stuff. I liked the stuff that was insights on like performance and things like that. And you know, his philosophy on remixing was worth knowing. I disagree with it, but I understood it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, everything about it was terrible. There was value in that class. And if you're completely new to electronic music or music in general, then it's not the worst money you could spend. But there are things about it that's just like, wow, you're really going to preach the values of modular synths to people that have $3. And he did concede about stuff like, yeah, you know what, my buddy Skrillex can laptop you up and down the street. I don't know, it's just like, there was that, and then, that's the thing, for me, I like basic stuff. I like a lot of popular figures that end up turning out to be awful. I really liked, Prisoner of Azkaban. I really liked, I liked a certain VTuber that made... I won't get into it. Off topic, in the chat can answer this too, but if you were any X-Men character, hero, or villain, who would you be? I am not familiar enough with X-Men to answer that question. I am so sorry. I really like Harry Potter, but that's not allowed at all, ever. Shinon, like Harry Potter, just don't pay the series money. I know people that pirated Hogwarts Legacy and don't stream it and don't you know, put that kind of content out there. And I think that's great, because that means that they're still enjoying a series that meant something to them, and also that a turf doesn't get more money to make it harder for people like me to exist. Fandom and support like that is a sticky subject. I will never invest in Harry Potter myself because my interest was not such that I needed merchandise. There are other figures that I used to really like that I kind of had to let go because it's like, okay, it's clear that we'll never really get along, or you want me dead, or things like that, or my existence is not as important as your content in some cases. Did the unthinkable instead? I played the PS1 Harry Potter game with Grody, Hagrid, and the best suit of armor fight. That's a banger. That is, honestly, do that. And I don't know, I feel like I'm worried about getting into some of the thick of it here. I'll put it this way. While what I am informs who I am, it is not the only part of me. I'm always in the thick of it. Ooh, Will. Booty booty. I don't know, it's hard because I have had people, even in the Eurobeat world, I've had people imply that I came out for clout. I've had people, I remember seeing comments in the Eurobeat world like, I'm sure glad Odyssey came out and got all the clout points he wanted. Oh wow, I remember there was actually a member of the Eurobeat community that straight up messaged me saying, hey, let me know when you start having thoughts of self-harm, because he wanted to celebrate. So, I am wary of going on too long about it. I do try to be careful about how often I talk about it, so full streams of talking about it like this. I appreciate your patience, especially if this is not relevant to you. It is, I mean, to some extent, you can tell that I have a lot to say about it. By virtue of the fact that whenever it does come up, I go on tangents like this. Jess is cute. You're sweet, you're sweet. This is a YouTube drama. If I may corral the subject back to me. Sorry. I do appreciate your patience, and we can wrap up. I know I'm going a little long here. Anyone who says it's for attention have no clue what torture it is to be trans. I wouldn't give it. Oh, thank you for that, Pats. To go through. Honestly, yeah. Why do I like flatten for a section and like T-pose when someone gives me head pats? But yeah, no. If I just wanted clout. Oh, thank you for that, Pat. Ah, there we go. If I just wanted clout, I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't go through I wouldn't take pills that change my body. I wouldn't train myself with a bump on my vocal cords. If this was just a oh, thank you for my head pats. If this was just a, huh? If it was just some, and please understand that I'm not saying this to invalidate it, but if I just wanted to be feminine, I would just be a femboy. And again, that's not knocking on femboys. Femboys are great. I know several, and they're lovely. If I wanted attention, I mean, I like attention, but if I just wanted attention, and that's it, I would not have done it this way. I wouldn't go through all this. I wouldn't subject myself to not being able to crap in other states. I wouldn't subject myself to people being willing to end my life in other places just because I don't look a way they like. And I wouldn't have lived through the potential of losing my family based on, sorry, clearly I've got more thoughts on this. I was a femboy, it's a light version of trans. Yeah, I appreciate the JK. I will say that it's probably a great introduction to femininity for people who are presenting masculine and might want to challenge that. I think it's an extremely valid gender expression. Yeah, I do want to be careful about the way that I say things. I know earlier I phrase things kind of poorly. I get like that. The words will come out before I've really figured out how it comes across. Right. So that's part of why I've been hesitant to talk about it sometimes, or to go this long in the tooth about it. So, Demigirl, I see where you're coming from. Thank you. Like, I do have more things to figure out about myself. Weird time for my leg to kick in. But, the call of void is strong when you chase the femboy aesthetic and lifestyle. Oof. I'm gonna take off, but I absolutely love the discussion. Take care, y'all. Scarble, thank you so much for popping in. See you tomorrow for marshmallow questions. Well, I mean, given the nature of today's stream, maybe I can allow for some deeper conversation questions. What was I on about? There's my catchphrase again. Woo. I do try to be mindful of how I come across to people. And I know I don't owe them that, but part of my happiness is being able to share the world with people, is how I come across to people. It's not even necessarily that people like me. They don't have to. It's more of a matter of if people will tolerate me being there, kind of thing. Call the void. I mean, it can be for a lot of people very adjacent to a lot of serious life decisions that may or may not be best for a person. That makes sense. Where do I go to reach into my computer to get... Aw, Gamer Boy, thank you. Some femboys are trans eventually, some are not. I agree, for the record. Some femboys are just femboys, and that is perfectly fine. Did I see the Charleston on accident? What is up with my tracking? Sorry. Gonna take off too. It was nice sharing some feelings and topics with y'all. Have a good night. Take care, Christian. Thank you so much for popping in. Have a great rest of your day. Some never work it out, some can't do it for some reason or another. And yeah, I do think, how do I say? For lack of a better way to put it, I am pro femboy. Whether that is a takeoff or something else, whether that's just where people start and stop, whether it's just an expression for however long, I think that's great. Whatever it may be for someone, I'm not the identity police. I'm a big fan of straight femboys and confuse the hell out of straight people. I've only had a society so we could explore gender without issues. Even the there and back again experience is legitimate. It is. It really is. Like, That's the whole thing. It's not a matter of, oh, everyone should do this or that or whatever. If you dive in and you find out it's not for you, like I said earlier, this is a thing of joy for me. If I find that being on hormones does not make me happy, I'll stop. That's not kidding. No matter how my leg may be kicking from the tracking, if this stops becoming a thing of joy for me, I'll either stop it there or go back. The key is, of course, I am loving who I'm becoming. I love what this allows me to express. I don't plan to stop. I plan to keep going. I want to go faster. So, yeah. Yeah, like I'm going longer. I'm going pretty long. People forget that the FA stuff is really important in finding out who you want to be. It is. It's how people process. It's how people decide what is for them and what is just part of them for a little while. And it's okay for something to only be part of a little bit of your story. People have chapters. People have times in their life where they're about something. Oop, that was weird. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Like, that is quite the angle. I smell incense. I think my neighbors are doing incense. They actually have really, hello? Hair in my, okay, out it goes. Where's my titties right now? What was I on about? There it is again. Gotta hop out. This has been amazing tonight. Jesse, thank you so much for popping in. Have a great rest of your evening. And I'll see you tomorrow, yeah? Words. Words are hard. I don't know. Just seeing you be you gives me hope to be myself. Gamer boy, I'm honored. I'm glad that I can be part of your hope. And I hope that that your journey to self-realization and fulfillment is a beautiful one. One that that you enjoy and appreciate and that is good to you. That's full of joy and understanding. I could stand to wind down. I'm getting almost to 3.5 hours and I do need to wind down. Let's take the next 10 minutes or so for questions, comments, remarks, redemptions. I did all this hydrate, but I'm gonna finish up the bottle anyway. I'm very dry. My mom told me that I might go to Pride this year. Let's go! That's awesome, gamer! By the way, gamer, I noticed that your name contains a term that is generally presented as gendered. Are you okay with, do you prefer just gamer? Should I refer to you with a full name? Is there another expression that you would prefer? Please do let me know. You're fine? Okay. Good. Just want to double check. You're an inspiration to push further my transition and perfect my goals as best I can. Thank you. With gamer boy, duly noted. I just wanted to make sure, like, if there's one that I most absolutely not touch, that I do not touch that. I'll wrap up a little bit while questions or comments from Arch and just come in. I would never have expected that expressing myself the way that I have, that this would go as well as it has. I'm not just happy with being feminine. Welcome back, Pixie. We're wrapping up in the next like 8 minutes, but I'm winding down. Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, it's been fascinating understanding and getting to share, not just. And I remember actually Avanil and I were talking about this, and he gave me that famous quote of like, your audience can understand that you're a person, not just a Eurobeat dispenser, that they must deal with the consequence of having sentience. I don't think I worded that properly, but like, the fact that who I am gets to be part of what I do now is incredible. I never would have figured this would happen, and I love that I get to share, not just as a Eurobeat producer, not just as a VTuber or streamer, but as a girl. I really like this, and you've made it very easy for me to share with you. I won't go on full, long tirades about stuff like this for all the time, but if this is your first time here, every once in a blue moon, I'll have conversations about this kind of thing. And I'm very grateful for who I get to be, what I get to do, and who I get to share all of that with. Yeah. Aw, I love you too, Pixie. Yeah, last questions, comments, remarks, redemptions. I really have to pee. I don't want to do that with the microphone on. Were you thinking about a possible plan if there was enough new subscriptions this month? Yes. Let me refresh something real quick, just to make sure that we have the most accurate information. It's a little out of date. That should be 133. Yes. First one to ask that. Aw. Well, it makes sense to be courteous. I see. So here's the thing. I see. Oh, thank you for the headpats. I see your username, but I also see your pronoun setting is other. And I wanted to double check. Thank you for the heartfelt talks and discussions. Thank you for hearing me out. Thank you. Ah, shucks. Right, so the new subscriptions. If I get to 200 this month, the Audie Day party will be in the Mrs. Claus outfit. Although I might modify that slightly. Thank you for the headpats. So here's the other thing. I could do the Mrs. Claus outfit, or depending on if it goes well, I could also stream in the new dress that I just got. Oh, Blue! Blue, I never thought you'd ask. Are you ready, baby? Blue intellect, you are such a good girl. Such a good girl. How was that? I really enjoy these deep discussions. Glad I was able to make it. Aw, I'm glad you could make it too. It is a pleasure sharing these things with you. New dress. So here's the thing. I don't know if the new dress will work out. I did mention that earlier. If I just don't fit it very well, if it's not what I need it to be, I'll probably just offer the Mrs. Claus dress. But that, at least that much will happen. Like, at least that option will be there. But if it turns out that they're great, that it works, looks good on me, then that will become an option once we hit 200. And right now, who knows? We'll see. Maybe it won't go there. I will. By the way, there is a different thing. If I hit 20,000 followers on Twitter, I will commission pinup art. That's not even. I realized at the time that I didn't give like a date for that. Like if we get it by this time. So heck it. It'll just be a 20K special. Been late to the combo. Super busy today, but keep on being the wonderful lady you are. We all. Aw. Deflated. Bless and thank you. You are always so kind about that. You've always been so incredibly supportive and sweet with the way that you've gone about just conducting yourself. It is a pleasure to have you here. Aw, Blue. I'm glad that I could inspire some positive thoughts. Now I'm reminding you to save up points for the Good Girl Redeem, literally at 4. Oh my. Probably spent quite a few, eh? We are getting close to the last few minutes, maybe like 4 minutes. Last questions, comments, remarks, redemptions. I do need to find who we're going to raid today. I'm gonna grab my phone. Who's streaming? Let's see. Right. I'm getting a lot of messages. I need to be careful. Thank you for helping out a baby trans. Of course. Oh my gosh. I'm honored. I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3. I ran into an NPC with a familiar voice, and she's a trans woman voiced by Abigail Thorne. No way! No, I did not know that. Okay, that's awesome. I didn't know that that she voiced in that game. That's so cool. Okay, I could chat with y'all, but I need to save my voice. Especially tomorrow. Oh right, so tomorrow. I need to talk about that. So, tomorrow. A good chunk of that will be for truth or spin, where if I don't answer the question, I spin a wheel. But later on that stream, I will be shifting gears to Lethal Company with other VTubers and such. I don't know if I'll be streaming my side of things. I likely will, but if I don't, then I'll let you know, that time, and we'll, raid into who we're going with. But I'm very excited for it. Tomorrow's gonna be really, really fun. I'm bad at, I'm really bad at Lethal Company, but it's gonna be a fun time. Content. I'm there for content. Yeah. All right, friends. It is about that time. Let's see who's streaming. Giga, Haruka, Apricot, Camila, Matara Khan, Cinder, Chibi, Nags, Alexandria. Oh, thank you for the head pats. Ilara, Elvira, Yamoka, Yumiko. We haven't rated Yumi in a bit. I know you've lived quite a while. Well, lost the other day. I made it somehow. Vil, we haven't rated Vil in a minute. Maybe let's raid Vil. Yeah, I think we're gonna raid VTubers I love. Vil, a much beloved clipper, a crab, literally, not metaphorically. A real sweetheart, a very kink positive fella, and just a much beloved figure in the VTuber community. Everywhere I go, and where Vil knows someone, there's always someone's like, oh, Vil! Like they're always so happy to see him. And now having met him, I understand why. He's a sweetheart. He's just a good boy that needs steppies sometimes, I mean, who among us is not? Among us. All right, friends. Thank you so much for coming. I'm gonna get the raid ready to get us over to Vil. Currently playing, I believe, Backrooms. Among Us. All right. I will see you tomorrow. I'll be putting out updates for tomorrow's question stream. Until then, I'm Odyssey Eurobeat signing off. Mwah. Bye. Oh, that's quite a pose to end on. Oh, I forgot that I'm like there. Okay, bye. Right. Where? Wait a minute. Still trying to not get evicted challenge till now. Oh my goodness. Let's see who's Will for now. Bill underscore. Alright, bye-bye! Thank you for coming!